Good afternoon, everyone. This is JT with Legacy Art Games, and we are back with more tabletop campaigns. And today we are returning to Crestborn with GM Frosty. You will remember last episode we had our exciting fight scene with Lord Azazar, who narrowly escaped death. And then we decided to go back into the caves to see what was behind the deadly waterfall. And well, the waterfall itself was not deadly, but the dragon we found might be. So let's see what happens. And we're a little late, so I'm just going to get right to it. Here we go, guys, and have fun. Okay, Frosty, it's all yours.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to another Andromeda's Adventure, uh, hosted by our good friend Legacy Art Games for the stream. We are returning to the world of Crestborn today. Playing with us today as Helja, the Forge Cleric, is Death of Rats.
Hello.
Playing Leosai, the Witch of the Woods, once again, is the wonderful Ark.
Hey, everybody.
We have everyone's favorite teddy bear, Zen. Our Kuma being played by Zen, my apologies.
Hello. There's no voice mod today, sadly.
And joining us for this session and future sessions as our new player, taking over the role of the lore bard Bin, is Paladin King. Say hello, King.
It is I. I'm here. Welcome and hello, everyone.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Last we left off, you guys had rescued the villagers from the prison the gnolls were keeping them in and inside the old dwarven ruins. You had learned a little bit about the magma elementals and managed to avoid them on your way out. But in leaving, you began to overhear discussions between some demonic entity and the gnolls. Took the opportunity to try and ambush them, and made quick work of most of the gnolls, but after encountering Lord Azazar, things got a little tricky. But you did gain the upper hand, and he went to flee. Excuse me. Kuma reflexively gave chase with help from Leosai, and you guys all proceeded to chase and try and hunt him down as he quickly fled out. Kuma and Lord Azazar fired back and forth at each other in a heated duel, and Kuma nearly overtook him before Lord Azazar managed to escape. The frustration weighed Kuma down, and you guys collected yourselves briefly outside the pass that you had been traveling through. You returned to get the villagers out, and Bin chose to take the villagers back home to the town in Ildami Valley, while the rest of you returned into the pass and the entrance to the mines to see what was beyond the waterfall that Sibella had been warned about by Lord Azazar, that surely beyond it lied certain death. Investigating, you heard the deep breaths of a large creature, and curiosity got the best of you. Quickly explored, rounding the corner with a bit of stealth, and saw a large dragon that had a strange coloring that blended in with the rock. Unsure of what it was, you proceeded to investigate. Kuma glided over and landed. The brief disturbance in its hoard disrupting its sleep enough, and it wrapped its tail around Kuma. Leosai and Sibella stayed back, trying to get a good vantage, and Kuma woke it up briefly. It realized the two women were not the ones speaking to it in its mind, and asked who speaks. Kuma said it was them, and that he was in this tale, and was brought up face to face with the young dragon lying within the mountain. And that is where we'll pick up. Kuma, you are wrapped in the tail of the dragon, being held up near its large, toothy maw. The scales and bony protrusions of its great head staring you in the face, its large eyes focused intently on you. You can feel the warmth from its breath, and in the back of its mouth see the brief glimmer of the flame that lies within that would surely mean certain doom if it was to unleash its attack on you. It stares at you analyzingly, trying to size you up and determine exactly what you are. And there's a brief moment as it looks upon your face where you realize there's a recognition and an identity. It is aware of the mark that you bear.
He's just going to simply wave at it. And... Hello, my large, scaly friend. Ever so sorry to disturb you, but curiosity got the better of me and I had to investigate. Never quite saw a dragon with unique coloration as yourself. Only this close did I realize it was a very, very lovely camouflage.
You have no fear in your voice. You are either brave or foolish.
I'm not entirely certain myself, if you ask me, but when in an interesting situation, go forward and see what happens, right?
Curiosity can be an advantage and strength. The whispers speak of you. They have conflicted feelings about you.
Whispers?
A sour note that we all hear.
Ah, I'm assuming you speak of the corruption that influences certain creatures of the world?
If that is what you call it. Its voice is quieter here.
Probably because of the mines below. This was what was it Hell just said? The falling spot of a god.
And what do you want? Why do you wake me?
Well, the waking was unintended, as I said. I merely wanted to investigate your scale coloration, and it is quite magnificent.
Sabella is joining us, everybody. Luigi, say hello. Welcome. Glad you could make it.
What's up? Very sorry about that. War Academy that we got beat was like once again and overestimated it.
It happens. No worries. Just glad to have you.
It didn't help that daylight savings happened.
And
It didn't help that like I didn't expect just like 1 hour of just like waiting around to affect me that much.
yeah.
As I was trying to take care of things before I went to sleep.
But Sabella and Leosa, you're hearing this conversation as you stand on slightly distant shores of this mildly flooded cave. Is there anything that you do or do you react to the situation at all?
Isabella just listens to like she's not sure what to think, what to make an information she's getting from all of this.
Well, Leo is from a time when dragons were not 100% unheard of. She knows what she's looking at, and she knows to be very careful with it. And she listens to everything that's being told to Kuma before explaining. We believe the Whisper is destroying the world, and slowly but surely rotting everything away. And, well, you're among the few creatures we've met who well, have not been affected by it.
Well, are you surprised? It is a dragon. They are great and powerful.
So is
see
the
its
Zoni, but you know.
you see its scales kind of puff up, and it straightens its shoulders, sort of. Make an insight check, Kuma, Sabella, and Leosai.
I mean, it's very obvious. This boy be proud.
Okay, yeah, it's definitely looking proud, but Sabella, you get a hint that he's putting on a little bit of a front at the mention of, as Leosai implies, that he's able to resist the influence. He definitely wants you guys to think that he's strong enough to overcome it, but there's definitely some doubt in him.
I mean, like, she's too far off the shore to actually get near, so.
But it glances over to Leosai and says, "Of course, we are ancient beings and have great resistance."
But the world around you does not. What do you know of this whisper other than the fact that you can hear it?
I know it has been ringing in my ears since I was shrouded in the shell. I know it took my mother and enslaved her,
What do you
and
mean?
many brethren.
What do you mean by enshrouded in the shell?
Before he hatched, I believe.
I have known the whispers all my life.
Which would probably be a very long life, so this has been at work for some time.
Well, judging by size, you're probably not the oldest of dragons, though. Though you are very grand.
Kind of puffs up a little bit and pulls you in. I would be rewarded if I was to take action against you. But what is it that you will do?
Help you get away from the whispers?
Yes, we're here to, well, destroy the beings which are lording over the village nearby, and then, well, there's something beyond in the valley. We're not quite sure what it is, but that's where we're going after that. We believe it has to do with our marks, and she shows the mark on her wrist.
The marks of dragons, so we've been told.
These are not the marks of a dragon. They are older than we. But it seems the time of the gathering has come. Perhaps there is hope.
Gathering, what can you tell us of that?
The whispers speak of the ones that will come together to fight it.
We are all from, well, very different places, and in some cases very different times, and we actually know very little of our situation other than where we're going.
All I know is that the Whispers seek the gathering and confrontation.
Oh, they do. We've sensed them pursuing us for quite some time. And we've done battle with the creature which, well, lords over the valley, it seems. A demonic-looking thing.
Then you have not met the one who rules this land.
The one of eyes.
Yes, he has
No.
come to speak a few times.
Ah, well, can you tell us more of that one?
He is a bulbous entity of disgusting nature, with wicked magics contained within his vision.
Ooh.
He is lofty and floats high above others, is deceitful and tricky.
I know what this is, but can Leosai roll to see if she thinks of it?
Sure, make a Arcana check.
I think I already made that check.
Yeah, that's good enough.
It's a beholder. Oh no.
Ah, so we've confirmed it truly this time.
Well, what does it want from you exactly?
Why does it pay visits?
Offerings for me to remain at rest and not feast upon its servants. Sibella, you hear this, and there's just the deep recognition in you that when he speaks of servants, he speaks of the village.
No, no, this won't do.
So then, well, it fears you as much as we might. Perhaps we could strike a bargain.
It shifts so that it can bring Kuma and Leosai and Sibella into its field of view and keep its back to its horde.
I do, Leo side. I'm sorry to say this, but I do see one small problem with this potential of a bargain. If our large friend here leaves this cave, the whispers will only get stronger.
It's true, it's true. So you believe that for some reason this cave in particular protects you? It's resistant in some way?
Here the whispers are quiet. Why does not concern me. But if you know of a way I could take it with me, that would be of great value.
We
And-
would need a lot of that ore.
Yes, that's true. Somewhere beneath here, far beneath here, but not exactly far away, there is a cave filled with ore, the remnants left behind by a fallen god, and they are resistant.
And you can bring it to me?
Well, we could. They're mining it, actually. We don't know why.
Perhaps they wish to fight the whispers too, who knows?
But we've killed, well, everyone at their mining operation, so bringing it to you would not be as much of a task.
And how about, well, you say that, but they've got to take it somewhere, right? Why not just collect what they've taken already?
True, true. Well, perhaps something of an advance. Um, hmm, do you have anything in your hoard which might help us? Because we believe, well, since Azazar, their lesser leader, has escaped, he will no doubt return for us with reinforcements.
I have many trinkets and baubles, and much glorious shinies. But I do not gift.
No, this is not a gift. This is a bargain in return for the use of your mighty treasures. We would have the ability to bring you the ore.
Make a persuasion at disadvantage.
Yeah.
He says, ore first. In fact, no ore. Forge for me a way to carry this ore with me, so I may silence the whispers, and you may
Well,
have free pick of my hoard.
that might actually be possible with Helja's new.
Yes, that's a good point.
Speaking of which, we'll take a moment here to switch over to Helja.
Oh, what's this? A stone door in front of me at the top of a massive cliff? No clue that my friends are down below?
Yep.
Curious dwarf. Curious dwarf.
You walk up and open the stone doorway and see a long passage. It's not lit. Can
That's
definitely
about
tell it's a dwarven construct.
that. Would you like to give Legacy Sight of Helja? For the...
Yes. Got drag legacy onto the map. Add the Osai. Your character tokens on the map. Just move along. Let me get you down to the layer, and just you can follow, but you're not there. But this
Just
way,
remember,
our viewers can follow.
just remember the light isn't there either. So yeah, just gonna. I'm going to attempt to stealth. Attempt. So 9.
All right.
Pretty stealthy for a Helja.
You're kind of proud at how quiet you're managing to slink through, but your armor's clinking a little bit, and the boots
It's a
wet are squishing and squawking.
Clink. Yeah. Right.
As you come, you can see that there is a hallway to the left, but as you walk through it, you feel a pressure plate sink down below your foot, and a whole bunch of spikes shoot from the walls. Make a dexterity save.
13.
All right, you are going to take 2d6 damage. That's 10. As you get stabbed in the side by several of the spikes and kind of grimace.
Right.
All right, you move forward. You can see at the end of the hall is another door, and to your left is a door as well.
I'm gonna, now that I've had that issue, I'm gonna check for traps, see if there's any more.
Make an investigation. It doesn't look like there's any other traps in the hall.
Right.
And you're able to tell this is mostly meant to either prevent people from sneaking in the back or protect people when they're trying to retreat.
Yep. Let's take a nosy in through this door.
Venturing down the hall, you reach the second door and prop it open. And inside, you can see there's a well and just a bunch of dead dwarven skeletons that were slaughtered ages ago. Looks like a couple of them might have been humans or elves, and you can see a few monstrous skeletons that are mostly destroyed and long rotted, and you don't recognize what they are. And there's a large thudding sound and the clinking of armor to the hallway to your left.
Gonna peer down.
Make a stealth at a perception check.
2 for stealth. 11 perception.
All right. You can see the large undead ogre skeleton at the end of the hall, but as you lean in, you tip over one of the skeletons along the wall, and it clatters to the ground, and the ogre skeleton turns to face you. And initiative.
That'd be a 5.
It turns and is like, somehow one survived. Fresh meat. And it is going to run up to attack you. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. And it will, hold its action. It's got a large javelin in its hand. Helja, your turn.
Okay. Sacred Flame. Deck save, please. I'm not B8.
Ooh, critical fails. It is definitely taking that hit. So it's taking 8 radiant.
7. I can't have Forge Blessing on that. Yep, that's 7 radiant.
Vulnerable to radiant, so takes the 7, and the sacred flame burns and scorches along its body, leaving golden scorches along its armor.
And I'm going to duck back down this way. 10, 15, 20.
All right. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. As it follows you in pursuit, sees you running down the hall that it is obviously too large to really get through easily. It is like, come back, you cowardly dwarf. Face your fate like your ancestors. And it is going to pull out a second javelin from its back and throw it at you.
Okay.
And it misses. The javelin goes wide, flying past you. Your turn.
Coward. Coward. Really annoyed I don't have smite. We'll walk up to it. And yeah.
I mean, it's just a case of hope you get a crit.
I'm just gonna try and hit it, I think. Try and hit it with the pick. The Deska's pick. Wherever I put it. The Deska's pick. That's a 23.
That'll hit.
Wow, that's 7 rolled minimum.
Ouch.
Yeah, that's that one. So
Yeah.
Yeah, you're definitely able to hit it and doing some damage, but
Yeah, I don't have.
since
it's
you're
damage.
brave, you're braver than the ones I fought before. You dwarfs are so pathetic and easily manipulated. And it's going to swing at the javelin he still has. 22 is going to hit for 6. So he stabs the javelin into your shoulder. Your turn.
You see, I don't think you getting the point here. You're dead. I still draw breath. I think you're weaker than me. And do you know what? Sacred Flame. Point. Deck save.
Fails. Takes the 9 radiant.
Draw breath and then tell me I'm weak.
I'll take your breath for myself. As he swings again.
That hits.
Manages to stab you and this time it definitely gets a bit of a better hit in the side of your stomach for 10 points.
Yeah.
It's your turn.
Well, for once, Sacred Flame is actually working. So I'm going to keep on Sacred Flaming because why not?
Okay.
It's only 4, but still.
That time
Dave,
it
that one.
doesn't seem to affect him.
Well,
Flames just
you got better
wash
at dodging
across
at
his
least.
body. Your gods abandoned you. We took them from you, and we'll take you as well. And he misses slashing against the wall with the javelin.
Well, my god hasn't abandoned me. He's given me this, and yeah, I'll swing the pick. And actually, I do have a smite still. Oh, I still have a searing smite because I still have spell slots.
That'll work.
So yeah,
That'll hit.
There'll be 2d6. So I'll be casting at 2nd level. I'm pretty sure. So just gonna roll an extra d6 after this. Ooh. So yeah.
For 24, as you slam the pick in, the radiant energy bursts, and you see it start to course through, and the bones crack, the armor begins to crack, and the threads hanging off.
Fire,
of it
not radiant.
burst. Yeah, it's empowered by this godly weapon. It's just radiating
Nice.
the molten energy of the god of the forge. And he is bloodied and not looking good.
So, my god's still with me. Scared?
Even if you destroy me, my brothers will come for you. And we are eternal with the One. As he tries to stab you again. And misses.
Just casually bash it away with my shield. And whack.
You need to roll 2d6 because he failed his con save.
Yep. You swing again with the last bit of the pick and strike into him, and the fiery energy and might of the pick just shatters everything that's left as he dies laughing. 450 experience. Now, Ben, we are going to turn to you for a moment. You have managed to get the villagers back to safety during the time that they were kind of looking in and looking around and figuring out what to do around the dragon. You've gotten back to Ildami village. You can either stay and sort of wander around the village or head back towards your group, which remained back at the cave.
I'll look in the direction of any perceived safety, and I'll head back after I make sure the villagers are safe to join them.
Are you going to make haste and just all out sprint?
Yeah, I'm in a hurry. I got a feeling they're in trouble.
All right. Can you make a athletics check for me?
Sure. Okay. Let's see. New character sheet. So my bonus to athletics is untrained, and don't bards get an ability to do stuff untrained?
Jack of all trades, yes.
It should be
Okay.
turned on automatically, though.
Okay. So, and I rolled. How do I roll?
If
In the
you
chat.
on your character sheet, if you just click the athletics skill, it'll roll.
Okay. Oh, how convenient is that? Okay, click on athletic.
Currently, your bonus would be +1.
Okay, did it do anything?
I
Yep,
think
you
says
rolled
it
a
on.
60.
Which,
Oh, no,
with Jack of all trades, is 17.
No, because I
because
think
he's
he has
got
a
a
negative
-1.
strength.
Whoops.
Yeah, so he's basically at a +0 because it's counteracting his -1 to athletics.
I wasn't
So-
sure this. Wasn't sure the strength mod, so I just made sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But yeah, Ben, you're kind of running out right because you haven't heard your party coming up behind you, and it wasn't a long trip. So if they went back to kind of check out the cave, it's a pretty safe assumption that they've run into something, and you definitely want to
Okay.
get there quick. Yes, we're going to
so-
drag you back to the other map,
Okay.
Yeah.
and
Helju, after that, Helju's is just a case of, well, stupid to stick around here. If there's more of them, I probably ought to go get my party and we'll start heading back, or at least head back to the waterfall.
all right, roll a d4 for me.
Okay.
Okay. You'll be arriving shortly. Back to you guys, as he said. Yeah, you guys were you last you left off. Kuma suggested, with Helja's new abilities, it might be, and the pick that she found in Hammer, it might be possible to forge something for this dragon.
A helmet, actually, would be quite perfect.
Well, yes. What better to block out the whispers than a bit of barding for your magnificent visage?
A glorious helm. And he kind of tilts his head as if he's pondering what that might look like. Perhaps jewelry.
There are some gemstones around.
Mhm. We could even use your favorites from your horde if you wish.
He seems to be looking at you and kind of sizing up, trying to see if you're trying to trick him out of any treasure. Do you have any intention of keeping any of the jewels you're suggesting he gives you for this?
The Yosai personally does not. She's genuinely just trying to get his cooperation.
All right.
Pretty sure Dragon's passive insight's like 21.
He briefly looks at Kuma and he kind of sizes the situation up, sets Kuma down, and just slowly sort of steps back kind of preening a little bit like a cat. And then with one of his large claws, flicks a couple of very deep but bright rubies over. And they kind of roll to the edge of the bit of stone landing that he's on. A few of my favorites.
Well,
As you see him looking down at them, almost you get the impression that there's something significant to these to him.
well,
Okay.
we happen to know a dwarf who's, well, very skilled with working metal. I'm sure, well, Helja will know exactly what to do with these.
Yes. We'll make sure they're taken great care of, don't worry. Kima's got an inkling of what's so important about them.
Bring me a worthy bauble, and you may have your pick of my hoard.
So what would you prefer, the helmet, a necklace, a horn ring?
You mentioned horn ring, and he kind of perks up a little bit. That sounds nice.
Even
He kind of looks in the water at his reflection as though he's kind of imagining different things. He seems a bit distracted in this as he started to kind of imagine different, accoutrements that he might be able to convince you guys to get.
I would
So
think go ahead.
Is he the kind of dragon with two horns, one on each side, or is it like a spined one where it's a mohawk type thing?
He has there's 4 really small kind of bumps that go bumped horns that go above his eyes, and then it fans out a bit like a
like an Argonian?
no, more almost Triceratops S. It almost looks like he has a crown of large horns. There's 3 on either side, but there's 2 long ones that stick out just past they're the second ones going from top around to the bottom as a crest around the back of his head.
We'll see about getting you 2 of those rings.
And you might want to think armor, because it's a very dangerous world out there now. I don't know how long you've been in here.
Why would a dragon need armor? Look at these scales.
Well, they are magnificent. I'm
He
merely
puffs up and the scales sort of flex and stand on end for a second. He puffs out his chest and the wings unfurl. He presents a very grand, striking pose.
Magnificent.
Indeed. It has been so long since I've seen any dragons, and, well, you are impressive even in comparison.
This is my first one.
He smiles. The stretch across the dragon's face is a little unnerving, actually, seeing the many rows of teeth. And you guys can hear the clinking of armor in the distance, and it quickly turns looking at the path that you came. His calm demeanor quickly changed to one of anticipatory and anxiousness.
Does that armor sound familiar?
Yeah.
Oh, don't Don't worry about that. That's our forge friend, actually, our dwarven friend who can make these rings for you.
Yes, we do have some friends who didn't join us in the cavern at first.
I think she wandered off up a ladder.
It settles down. You see him yawn, just huge yawn, and kind of stretch his tail going out behind him and stretching far back. Make an insight check. Everybody, except for
Yep.
Helja. Sibella?
It's going through.
There it is. Okay. So the three of you are looking, and you very much recognize that he is still very tired and was woken up in the middle of a nap, and the demeanor is shifting a little bit back and forth. He's very interested in what you guys have to say and do, but there's also starting to get like small twinges of irritation in his body because he definitely wants to go back to sleep. And
Does it seem like, because I got a pretty high one, his sleep isn't entirely restful?
yeah.
Yeah. We'll leave you be. Actually, just one last tiny thing. Sorry to bother you. If you could just chuck me over the water, maybe?
Make sure to grab the rubies.
I think he tossed him near me, didn't he?
Yeah, he just pushed them off of the horde and they rolled down to the bottom right on this little ledge here.
Yeah, I can hold on to them with Mage Hand. But yeah, I asked him for a little bit of a push over so I can glide. And then we'll leave you be. Although with his tail, he can probably just reach over.
He looks at you and just kind of smacks you and sends you flying. It wasn't necessarily malicious, but you are going to take a d4 of damage because he's just a big dragon, not necessarily being careful.
It'll be a d4 plus whatever his strength modifier is.
That is 8 damage.
Oh god, my nephew's outside the door being annoying. So I'm assuming I land down here-ish.
Yeah. He'll smack you over there.
Let's see if it was there. Okay, good. That's within range of Mage Hand to still hold on to. Because otherwise the Mage Hand would just drop the rubies.
And he starts pulling and piling up the gold back into a bed. He says, "We will see if you are trustworthy." And stomps around in a circle around the pile of gold and gems and bits that he just piled up and settles down, his wings kind of fluttering and tucking around him.
I'm just imagining the cat with the dog and Tom and Jerry.
Well, yeah, when a dragon doesn't want you around, it's best not to be. Let's get moving.
Yes. Absolutely. We will be on our way. Everybody quiet.
And Helja, you're at the base of the ladder now. At this point, Ben, you'd kind of be approaching the edge of the cave system that leads into the pass.
I'm assuming this is fake Ben?
Oh yeah, we have a bin token next to us.
Yeah, that's just so he can see.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Oh, there's a path over here, but doesn't seem like it leads anywhere. Oh god. Stones.
I'm not sure. We went along. I remember jumping along the stones before. I don't remember this.
It doesn't. I don't think it's going to lead anywhere, and we know exactly where the exit is. Let's just quickly and quietly leave.
Yes.
You guys walk back up across the bridge and see Helja crossing the other bridge.
Elja wouldn't cross the bridge because she doesn't want to make noise. Because the deal was she went up the ladder whilst they went off.
So you're waiting, and you can see them slowly making their way back.
Guys, might have made a friend.
We certainly made a friend.
Oh yes, quite a friend, and actually we're so
A good
glad
friend
to...
or a bad friend? Because
Well,
my friend's dead because I killed him.
Well, it depends entirely on you, dear, and well, you've got work to do.
Work?
Ben, you're approaching inside the cave. You're back down where you fought Lord Azazar, which we'll go over later. But you see the waterfall that they were going to investigate, and that supposedly there's something horrible behind that they were going to check. Do you continue through the waterfall?
Yeah, I'll try to call to them and see if they answer.
Okay.
Can we hear through a roaring waterfall? Is the question.
No.
I guess I have no choice.
Sabella,
but
I'll
to
move you
continue
over
through
with
roaring
them.
water.
So
I'm not sure if you could exactly tell, but they were just as concerned about the influence taking over as one would suspect.
Yes. I think they're fighting it.
You don't hear any response, Ben.
They?
Okay. So I'll proceed through the waterfall in the
I
fashion.
believe it was a he, judging from the horn pattern.
Yes, but they? Who? What?
Dragon.
Ben comes through. You guys see Ben step
Oh, it
through
was a
the
dragon.
waterfall.
Yes,
Hello, Ben.
yes, there's a dragon over the bridges. It wants something forged, and we thought, well, we have the perfect person.
You get to try out using that presidium ore.
Well, was interested in trying to go with it. What am I making? How big?
I have minor illusion, so I'm going to use minor illusions to. The horns wouldn't be super. The horns specifically wouldn't be super duper big, even on a large creature like that. So I should be able to get the size of the horns in a minor illusion.
About 8 inches for the largest ones. With his size.
The two curved ones. Yeah. So that'll fit within a minor illusion. So I'll use that. And we need a pair of rings for our new friend's horns, using the residium ore and these rubies that we must ask that to be handled with the utmost care.
Right, just need to check something before I say something that's not true.
But yeah, you guys see Ben coming through the waterfall.
Hello, Ben.
And,
I already said
and I
hello.
have no idea that on the other side of the waterfall is a dragon.
Oh, it's yeah. Well, it's not right on the other
So-
side.
Yeah, you walk out of the waterfall and you can see a small landing, a little bit flooded. There's a ladder a little bit in front of you, about 15, 20 feet, where they're all gathered up in front of. You hear them talking about forging stuff and showing horns in a minor illusion. And there's a large, you're inside the mountain, and the hole that above you just goes up as far as you can see, and the area is flooded with water, but there is still a bit of the forged ground and crafted stonework of the dwarven ruins in this area.
And how big is the dragon?
You don't see it. It's around in a different area.
Okay,
What
so-
you can on the map on Roll20, you should be able to see your token and everybody else's, and
Okay.
that's what you see around you as you approach them.
Unfortunate- No, I don't have a map on my screen.
You gotta scroll around.
Yeah, zoom out a bit, scroll around, you'll find it.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So what I'll do is let me see if I can take a look at the map here. 1 second. Well, I'll just walk up to them. I mean, it's ask them how everything's going. Hey, buddy, how's everything going?
Better than it could have gone.
Great. Anything new and exciting?
We're making friends with the dragon. Did you get the villagers back to safety?
Pardon. Did you say dragon?
A red dragon.
Yes.
I'm
And
looking around nervously, and where is presumed dragon?
Over around the corner. He's sleeping. Everything's fine.
Oh, great. I'll ease closer to where I came from and say, so what's the plan now?
Make him some jewelry so that he can leave.
Oh, so we're going treasure hunting for the dragon.
Oh no, we have what we need. We just need to make it.
Well,
Oh, okay.
It involves foraging.
Yes.
Well, the real question about that is, you're wanting to make a dragon happy.
Yes, that's a
We
key
also
question.
wanted to use you wanted me to use the residuum.
yes.
We
these
might be able.
rubies.
Yes. Well, can I take a look at them? See how much they're worth?
They are rubies worth 2,000 gold.
Yeah, can I actually roll an Arcana check on the rubies? Because I'm thinking they're specifically fire rubies, given the way that they seem to.
Make an Arcana check.
Because
23.
They are.
Yeah. Well, it means it'll be very difficult to damage them by accident. But you are using a divine forging tool.
Well, that's the thing. So I could make something right here in front of me right now, and I can't. But the thing is, it could only be worth something about 100 gold. What I can't do is I can't make something with this immediately. I could probably make something to set this in. How much would the sort of a ring that size of residuum cost? Because we might be able to use the forge down the bottom. That uses the lava for me to make something a bit better. Would probably take more time, and we'd need quite a bit of residuum for it.
It depend on the purity of the residuum.
Yeah. So I can make these rings, but if we're using the residuums and I'm making them around these rubies, so that and not putting these rubies into it, then it'd be best that it took some time and we went back to that other forge. If you want something a bit cheaper, I could make it here, and I could probably take me about 2 to 4 hours, depending on whether, because I've got to make 2, and I'm going to assume that you want them slightly magical.
Was
To
the
make them
residuum
slightly more
itself?
valuable.
Well, the
Well, that
residuum
is true.
itself is the magical part that we need. It's divine ore, and it's kind of a guess, kind of a theory, but we believe that this residuum is kind of warding off the corruption around the dragon right now.
Yes, I had a thought on that. If it's doing that for him, maybe we should all be wearing a little bit of it.
We are not inherently evil, so we're protected by our own marks.
True. But it seems mostly to want to leave. I'm not sure if quality is an issue.
We'll leave at some point anyway.
Well, although I have never met one personally, but according to legend, dragons like rich stuff, so I think the quality is important if we're dealing with a dragon. We want it to be happy.
We need the most magnificent rings for a most magnificent dragon.
Yes, it did say if we did as promised, we could have our pick from its hoard, the treasure.
Well, that sounds interesting.
And we could have a friend out there, possibly.
Yes, if this actually works and it can protect his mind from the corruption, a dragon that can fight against it. Oh, there is one more bit of news before we forget. we have 100% confirmed that the one with many eyes is a beholder.
Yes, bad news.
Especially for, well, literally all of us. None of us are fully close combat capable. We use magic.
It has many eyes, and each of them do something a bit different, all of it bad.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good time. Not.
No,
Yeah,
no,
but
definitely not. Well, how'd
But
you...
maybe I missed it. Why do we have to go after the thing with many eyes again?
to set free the entire valley. It's kind of enslaving all the people here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's important. Okay, so we have to go fight the thing with many eyes.
Eventually,
Maybe.
not right away.
Well,
By
maybe
the
the thing
sounds of
with
it,
many eyes has an enemy. Maybe we can distract it by sending that at.
I think that the enemy is this dragon. By the sounds of it. Either way, if you want me to make these and you want them rich, we're probably best getting a little bit more residuum and probably best heading back to that forge.
Well, you would know
Because
best.
how many chunks? Because we have got what, 2 or 3 chunks currently.
I think we have 3. And we
Yeah.
have 3 chunks of those, and we have 4 magma cores.
Yep.
Well, there's plenty of for us to gather.
How much would? Could I make an intelligence check to see how much residuum it would cost to make 1 ring for that size for me to set the ruby in?
Depends on how hard you tried to purify it.
You have
Like,
that dwarf ability.
Maybe going less pure will make it less
I'm trying to
expensive.
remember
I mean,
which-
having less.
which dwarven one, the stone canning.
Ye.
That's history
quite-
check in relation to the origin of stonework.
I thought you could do it with ore.
I would let you make it with an ore to try and figure out like purity and stuff like that, and how to refine it.
Is that the one that gives you advantage or expertise?
Expertise. So
Double your proficiency, so that would be an 11.
yeah,
Yeah, you really don't understand this ore. You've never worked with it, never really even heard of it. It takes some experimenting and to really even know how to work it.
well, I feel like I need another 1 or 2 at least so I can even experiment to know how to use this, I'm afraid.
Well, there's plenty
So-
of mine down there. Maybe there's some loose laying around.
That
And
is
we-
true.
and
Ben,
we already
we can
know
get... Yeah, Ben, look after this. Looks like we are giving you some muscles after all, and we'll hand the axe. Hand the pickaxe over.
Then you get handed an old pickaxe. That's got
With
a
an axe on
hammer
the other
one-
side.
Yeah, an axe on one side and a pick on the other.
Don't lose it. That's my favourite. Let's get mining.
I do have some advice for that, as we figured out last time. Detect magic can locate pockets of the ore.
It's true.
Well, do we need to rest up for that then?
Technically, no.
Fine.
You guys
I think,
did have. I mean, you slept a while ago, but you've mostly been taking short rests while you've been wandering through the mines, and you're sweaty. You're.
Hal's just got a new
you're
gash
wet.
since going up the ladder.
You've been hurt. You've gotten into several fights. It's been a long day.
What is sleep even?
I believe I can cast detect magic. If
So
you
can the
need that.
outside.
Well, if we were
Still,
going
shall we go to
ra-
the... Still, if we're not wanting to wake up a dragon, should we at least do this on the other side of the waterfall?
Yes. He does not want to be bothered.
How far away was that village?
A little less than a mile.
Do you want to walk there, rest, and then come back? Or maybe we could just go downstairs and rest in that blacksmith shop.
That's true, and it would give Helga time to, think of how to do this.
I could at least experiment with one bit of ore whilst we're waiting. Whilst we're resting, see what I can do.
And I only need 4 hours, and Kuma needs, well, none, so he and I could look for loose ore.
Well, as long I still need to sort of rest, focus a little bit on my magical energies. I can't do anything too extensive, basically.
I beg your pardon. So down it is then.
All right.
What does Sabella do? What about you? Village, or do you mind the forge?
Yes, Sabella, the way is clear to your home if you wish.
Given what just happened just now,
Everyone's trying to decide whether you guys should go to the village, get some rest, figure stuff out, or head down and camp out in the old forge shop that you guys found and rest up and try and get to work on experimenting with the residium and forging the stuff for the dragon right away. You guys also know that you're probably not too far from the ruins that you're supposed to be getting to, so you've got a lot of irons in the fire around here. So,
well, we know that we're relatively close, but we still don't know exactly where those ruins are.
Yeah.
Plus, that dragon didn't entirely trust us with the rubies, so we might not want to waste time.
Yeah, these are expensive rubies. I don't think a dragon wants to. We've got 4,000 gold worth of rubies right here. I don't think the dragon would be too happy if we were to wander off with them.
I'm pretty sure it's not the value of the rubies that he cares about.
I'm pretty sure he'd still value that as well.
You didn't hear what I heard.
I'm feeling nowhere near tired. Anyways.
Well, let's take things one step at a time. The dragon's right here, and so is the forge. So let's take care of that.
Yes.
All right. So you guys wander back down to the forge. Where is that map?
Did you archive it already?
I did, because it's a really big map.
Yeah.
Didn't expect us to go back.
Nope.
Back to hell.
It's a forge fueled by lava. It's kind of the best thing you can get.
Yeah, it's Lord of the Rings type stuff going on here.
It's also if we get rid of the dragon here, Helga's end goal will be setting that place back up
No, but
to make
here's
it
the
functional.
thing. You said Lord of the Rings thing, and what are we making?
Rings, yes.
Rings infused with the residium.
Not just any rings, rings of great and powerful magic.
This volcano isn't called Mount Doom, is it?
Looks like
I'm only making 2, not 7.
Roll20 deleted the map.
Did you actually click delete instead of archive?
No, I archived it, but it is gone.
Well, maybe maybe we'll have to do a little theater of the mind.
Theater.
Yeah.
We know how to maneuver around the golems and everything. So
Yeah.
A fight's gonna start there.
Yeah. Sorry about that, everybody. That map is supposed to be here, and it is just gone.
We'll piggyback humor when necessary, which I don't really think is necessary on this bit.
Yeah. But yeah, you guys make your way down the long stairway out to the into the dwarven city. The large lava lighting, lava flows that have pulled through the ruins, lighting up the area. You maneuver around and let the magma elementals pass at a safe distance and slowly make your way around to the forge, taking in shelter. It is still very uncomfortable, and Kuma, you have to continuously use prestidigitation to keep yourself cool. But you get there, and it's not any trouble as you take refuge inside the shelter. And once again, as long as Helja has the pick out, the obsidian golems don't bother you. As you all settle in.
Yeah. Did we investigate the area? We didn't investigate the area around the magma anywhere past that. Am I correct in assuming that?
No, you guys have pretty much cleared the whole area for the most part. There's still magma elementals that wander around. There's a gigantic crystal-plated lizard that made a nest in the bottom right-hand corner of the ruins. Unfortunately, the map is Roll20 erased the map apparently, so I can't drag you guys to it. But you have mostly cleared the area. You took refuge briefly a night ago, about a day ago, a little over, in a chapel inside the ruins, which is where Helja found the great statue of the forge god Dezka and found her new pickaxe.
Okay.
And it's where you met Sibella, who was taking refuge. There's a large collapsed tower in the center of the dwarven ruins that it used to support the whole inner chamber, but it's collapsed down to the base level, and it was where the villagers were being kept prisoner when Sibella ran away. But you guys freed the villagers. You had a brief encounter there with a warlock who was a traitor to the village and was reporting and spying on the village for Lord Azazar, which you guys left to the villagers to put on trial. And there's this forge, which is in the upper right, and along the edge and outskirts on the rim of this magma chamber are where all the houses and old places of the dwarven city, which you guys didn't really explore or take the time to look at, mostly because you were busy trying to leave the magma elementals in peace, because they didn't seek out trouble, but if you got close to them, they would then attack, kind of protecting their territory.
So can I look in that area that wasn't investigated thoroughly and do a perception check or a search check to go through that area? Can I take and if I don't have the time, I'll take a 20 on it if there's no rush.
You can't take 20 during a long rest, I don't think, because of the amount of time it does require.
You could wander around and explore while they were doing everything to try and investigate, but it would be a little risky, because you don't necessarily know what's behind all the doors, and you do know that if you get into proximity with the magma elementals, they will attack, and without Helja around, the obsidian golems will attack. So it's up to you if you want to take that risk and explore while the group hangs out in the forge and the forge shop, or if you want to wait and try and talk them into exploring the various ruins and slowly making their way around and clearing out the place before they get to work or after they're done.
Yeah, I'll walk back over to the group and say, hey, we noticed that this area over there hadn't been explored. It could be, who knows what over there. Maybe check it out. Maybe it could be secret passageways or something.
Well, yeah. Well, Yosai and I were planning on exploring after we rest.
Yes.
Okay.
Could be something
Well, then I'll
useful.
take first watch then.
Oh, you don't have to worry about watches. I don't sleep.
Oh, okay.
Yes, for once we can just rest. It's first time in a long time.
Yep.
Although there aren't any beds here, so have fun with that.
And I apologize for the noise at the beginning because I will be trying to figure out how to work this. And before I start taking my rest, I'd like to try figuring out how to work one of the pieces of Orvisidium.
Make a smithing tools check. Because you have the hammer, you can make it at it. Because you have Desco's pickaxe and your blessing that you can do, you have advantage on that check.
What attribute should it use?
You should use your intelligence for this because you're trying to figure out the ore.
Okay. Oh, I meant to make that advantage and accidentally made that normal.
Yeah, just roll it again.
That's a 13.
You find that the residium is extremely difficult to work with. It can't just be shaped by physical means. It needs magical means to shape it as well. And you've the chunks of ore that you have, you've been trying to work them and bend them and hammer them and heat them up.
I've only been using one of the chunks.
And you've barely been able to affect it at all.
Okay.
It is extremely rigid, and without something with a little more oomph or power, it doesn't look like you're going to be able to manipulate it.
Could I try manipulating it with Searing Smite at the same time? Which makes that it's only for a minute, but
yeah.
And that would have to be at second level or higher. So
okay.
Probably give it a go at second level to see if it makes it more malleable before I rest.
It does seem to help, but just barely. You think that if you had a really strong one, or could keep it up for several strikes, you could start to soften the material in order to forge it. You definitely think once it's softened and heated up, it would be fairly easy to shape and want to conform. It wants to become something, but you just can't get it to be malleable right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Could Neosai
I have a question.
Yes.
I mean, does he share that information about how difficult it is to make it malleable?
She was about to. She's literally started doing that at the beginning of the rest and has poured that in.
She can after the rest, but so you guys can discuss that in character. Leosai.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just going to ask, could I very carefully cast Wall of Fire with the effective side pointed at the forge so that it's much hotter and sustained?
It's powered by the magma itself.
Hmm.
Well, what about asking the dragon, give us some of his fire to help?
I can do that myself. We don't. Also, she technically hasn't informed us yet.
I haven't mentioned it to her on that, as she left everyone in. Where the forge is, she went into the back room where the forge actually is, whilst you guys are in the front.
Gotcha.
Kumu might notice things because he wanders.
Yeah,
but that's about it.
But yeah, you guys rest. It's a rest. Again, with how hot this place is, it's only so comfortable. Helja's comfortable here, but the rest of you are not.
Well, luckily,
now that this is your second night, oh wait, Ben has his tiny hut, so you actually are able to get decent rest.
Oh,
It's still on a stone floor, though.
Yeah.
Oh, I think you guys all have bedrolls.
Yeah.
At least I would assume
Everyone
so.
does. So yeah, you guys are actually able to get a good night's rest, so you don't become exhausted.
Exhaustion.
Yep, the Osai will review her spell book, and then she's going to
Helja does not, however. So Helja, you were working pretty hard. Well, even though you're comfortable, you've now been up, so you are going to get a level of exhaustion.
So I wouldn't. So that wouldn't have. So even after only doing a few hours work, I wouldn't have gotten the benefit of a long rest.
Because you kept wanting to try stuff, you didn't get any sleep. Because you were like, I want to try and use this spell and do that. And
would like to clarify, the spell only lasts for a minute.
I know, but you're still like experimenting and studying, and you meant to do it for a few hours, but
yeah, that's fair.
They find you still tinkering.
Yeah.
Maybe if I hit it like this, or
Yeah.
Helja, have you really been working all night?
Unfortunately, yes. And I feel like if I were to put more magic into this, I would might be able to work it a bit more.
What kind of magic?
Well, I think it's a mixture between fire and holy, I'll be honest. I seem to, when I smirked something earlier of ever heard of a thing called Searing Smite? It's like a divine smite, but I can't actually channel much radiance myself. That's more of a paladin thing that I've seen. My one's more fire. I tend to pour fire into mine due to the liking the forge. You see, I could when I did my Searing Smite, it made it a bit more malleable, but it needs to be worked with magic as well as being used with a hammer, basically. So once it's melted, I could probably use it.
What type of magic do you think?
Fire, radiant, bit of both.
I can do.
I'd say a combination of the two would probably be best.
Well, I can't do radiant, but I can certainly give you plenty of fire.
I can give you radiant. Not a problem.
And we'd probably need quite a bit of it.
Well, luckily I can double up on whatever I use.
And yeah, so I haven't got much more in the way of spells and stuff. No, I've only got my big ones currently, so we can use my big ones and we can do it now. But if you guys want to explore, I've still only got my big spells currently, or bigger spell slots. If you guys are wanting me to go and explore and try and save one to use later.
Right. I mean, is this something we're capable of doing, or is it that we have to do fire and magic, and the magic is out of our reach, or is it in our reach? Or we don't know.
Honestly, I won't know until we actually do it, because I only use it. I used sort of, you know, when you have your magic levels and you've got your first and you get the higher ones.
Okay.
Don't know if you.
So the next question I have is, if we're not sure that we have the magic to do this.
I used the second tier, and it did a little bit more than not using any at all. I have up until about the 4th tier of magic. If we were to combine, I don't think that would be enough on my own, but maybe if we were to combine with all of us, it might be able to do a bit more.
Well, as you saw me
I don't know. Sorry, Kuma, I interrupted.
As you saw me use against the elementals, I can duplicate most of my spells, so...
That would mean that non-spellcasters could help as well if you were to do that.
You guys interrupted Ben.
Sorry, Ben.
No problem. The question I have is, if you're not sure that us expending this magic will solve the problem, who do we know, or where can we go that could absolutely solve the problem?
We are in the middle of nowhere, with nobody nearby, so...
Honestly, the only thing we've got is probably ourselves and possibly the dragon, but I don't think the dragon's quite got the radiance to deal with this. It's probably got the fire, but probably not the radiance.
Oh, so
Minus.
I can give you the
Sorry.
radiance.
And Sabella, you think you could too?
Could I do a knowledge local check or knowledge? What knowledge do you think would apply to this of someone that can?
So you could probably make an insight check, or you could spend an inspiration to say that you've heard of someone inside the kingdom, in Zenithir. To say, you know someone in Zenithir who might. But the thing is you guys, minus the year or two that you spent trapped in the mansion, you guys are about a month and a half's travel on horseback, and your horses are dead.
Okay, so there's no one else to go to, not even an unknown factor, maybe an unknown power that might be around here that we can.
You could make a Arcana check.
Okay. And I guess
Or a history. Sorry, history.
History.
Oh,
Okay.
actually.
Can anyone want to aid me? Can you aid on knowledge check? Is that still in the game?
Yeah.
I can aid you in history.
Okay.
Ooh. Oh. I can aid with. I can do Arcana because I'm proficient. And so could technically
Okay.
Leo's die.
Yeah, I have Arcana too, so I can aid you doing it. Yours is probably better than mine.
It'd be a history.
Oh,
History.
history. Oh, okay. Then that would be her. I'm not. I don't do history.
Yeah, so you can make a history at advantage as you and Helja try and figure something out.
Oh.
Sabella, are you doing anything? Luigi, are you able to hear us? You've been a little quiet.
Yeah, I can hear it. It's just just one of those moments where it just feels like I had nothing to add.
Okay.
Anyone hating me on the history check?
Yeah,
I
dude.
said
Yeah.
I was.
Yeah, so that you can roll it again.
Okay.
If you there's an advantage toggle at the top.
Advantage.
But
I just heard my flatmate give off a really evil cackle from downstairs. It was quite funny.
It's not a good sign.
so with the 13, the only one you can think of that might have powerful enough magic, at least the thing that you can think of, and you immediately think of it and kind of regret thinking of it, because you and Helja are both like, what do we know that's got powerful magic that seems to affect things? And you both at the same time are like, the hags! No.
I don't want to deal with the hags.
We also would have to go through the giant spider again. And
Yeah, don't want to do that. Honestly, I think combining our magic is probably the best shot we have. But
We
it's
could
whether or not
also-
you want to explore first before we try doing it.
there's also a very, very small potential. And it could be very difficult. But elementals. If we could charm or control one of them.
That might also work if they're partially sentient due to the magic of this place.
On the outside, with your history check, if the Calderon is this mighty ancient dragon-born city place of magic and everything like that, it might hold the key, something capable of accomplishing this task. And you would also know that with that history check, they're of cities with great forges, but you don't know if they're still around. And from what other people have said about the world in this state, you're pretty sure they aren't.
As far as I'm concerned, we're in the city with the greatest forge. Might be ruins.
Well,
But this is it.
by
Okay.
now I think they're all ruins. But if not here, maybe where we're headed, Calderon.
Yeah, Kuma will raise his hand.
Kuma?
Why not both?
True.
We experiment with the power we have now. Yes, we might waste one piece of ore, but we experiment now. See if we can do it. If not, call Darren.
Yes, we're surrounded by the ore. It's not as though we can't get more of it.
And I feel like this magic pickaxe of yours, Helga, can dig real good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, do you want to explore before you use your magic on the ore, just in case you
Yeah,
were to need it?
because we could find more ore. We could find other things. This is a mining city. We could find different metals, gemstones, any sort.
I'm hoping for
Yeah.
dwarven magic. They had to have had a mage in a city this big.
Yes, and if anybody could help find a diamond. Just a small one.
Should have
What a
asked
trap.
the
Ooh.
dragon.
I think we could do with some more than just one small diamond.
Well,
We could
yes,
find
but
some bigger ones that might be useful as well.
yeah. This is for a smaller spell that I've been thinking about trying.
Okay.
And also,
Yeah,
we've been
and-
talking about this dragon helping us. I mean, you saw what I could do, Helga.
Yep.
I can replicate
Yep.
that.
Sounds like a party. Okay. Well, I'm really curious to see what's in this area over here. I'm dying with excitement, and I don't want to die literally. 'Cause I was gonna go by myself, but I think that was a bad idea. So you guys ready to go?
Well, as ready as I can be, as somebody who can turn into ash instantaneously in this place.
Let's give
Wow.
it a try.
Well, if we can find that diamond I was on about, then that shouldn't be a worry. Admittedly, actually, no. Never mind. My apologies.
Yeah, last time I checked.
I didn't rest last night.
Yeah, as well as low-level revival spells don't work if there's nothing left.
There's ash.
Well, can I use my bardic inspiration to see if there's ever been any rumors of there being any diamond ore? in this
It's a
mine?
different. It's GM inspiration, not bardic inspiration.
You could make a history check about what you know about the area from
Okay.
lore and stories.
Okay. Here we go. Oh.
All
So-
right. So just be your straight roll because you wouldn't have had advantage on it.
Okay.
So that'd be a 9. So yeah, you don't know anything about the area
Okay.
or where you would find diamond.
Okay.
I have a slightly dangerous suggestion.
What's that?
I
Don't
was
you
not suggesting it
always?
massively.
There was a lizard made out of crystals. Just saying.
Well, that's true. We didn't go and bother that, did we?
No,
We
no,
wanna
you guys
bother
tried
them because
to leave it at bay.
Well, it's because we were nearly dead at the time.
well, we're not dead anymore. I mean, what could the lizard be? The lizard could be made out of diamonds?
Or it could be a creature that rests on crystals of diamonds, gemstones. Who knows? I've never seen or heard anything about that. Actually, have I? I don't think we ever actually made a check on that one.
No, you did, and you did not recognize it.
Okay.
And we would pass by the houses we didn't look at on our way to it, if I remember the map.
A few of them. There was 2 batches of houses.
There were
One-
several houses ringing the outside.
Yeah, so we could get the ones on the east side as we go down towards the lizard if we want to go that way. And then there's a gap to cross towards the south, but there's probably a bridge by the lizard.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? I mean, are you looking to get the diamond for a magical purpose or cosmetic?
Yes.
Both. Okay. Well, let's go check out the lizard. I just want to see it.
Sure.
All right. So you guys kind of wander in, so you can see it's made a nest out of a crumbled bit of rock and ruin that it's nestled into, like those lizards that curl up in flowers. It looks a bit like that, just kind of ringed up with the rubble buried around it.
With snoot poking out.
Yep. And
I was about to say something which I would not actually mean.
its large gray stone-like skin. It's definitely got a lizard-like texture, but it also looks like stone, and it looks like it's almost been infested with the crystals. They're growing out of it. You're not sure if they're natural or if it's from being exposed to something, but they grow in a long spine, or in a large sort of spike and frill down its spine and along its shoulders and bone plates. And they glow with a fiery warmth.
The fiery warmth.
Yeah.
Okay, as we get closer, I'm casting Fire Shield.
All right. So as you guys, like, how close are you getting?
Yeah, I don't. Doesn't matter how close. If we're approaching it all, and I can see that glow.
Okay.
Neosite goes ahead and casts Fly.
I'll start singing. I'll start singing.
Yeah. Get his attention by singing. Got it.
Yeah, it's going to start waking up, and you can see the spines and crystals kind of twitching on its body.
Okay. I
How
thought it was.
Helger will be hanging around where Ben is, but slightly behind, because in case he gets into trouble, she'll rush forward, but to go in front to protect. But she also is trying to keep back because of being clunky.
Kuma's off to the side. No, just in case.
Make an animal handling check, everybody that's looking at it.
Leosai's already flying up. She knows where this is going.
Ain't gonna bother.
Okay, yep. None of you can tell.
I'm sorry, it was being slow.
Pelja, that creature does not look happy about the unusual noise that it is not used to hearing.
It's got crystals on its body, and that's sound vibrations.
We'll use the pick on the hammer just to sort of reach over onto Ben's shoulder, pull him back, and be like, shh.
I think it's too late, Elja.
Stop singing.
Thought it would make him calm.
No, it's not. Shh, stop singing. Doesn't look pleased about that singing.
As someone who used to play a lot of music, some people get annoyed by it.
Everyone's a
Especially when
critic.
People don't like flutes for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Ben, do you keep singing or do you quiet down?
Oh, I compel. I comply.
Okay, so you guys quiet it.
You do also have a pick right on your shoulders, so yeah.
As the sound and the humming and vibrations start to stop and quiet down, it starts to settle back in, nestling and getting comfortable again. The crystals stop twitching and start to go still.
Is there any way to determine what kind of crystals those are from this distance?
It's fairly obvious with the fiery glow inside them that they have fire essence in them, but as for the type of crystal, it seems like some kind of growth on it, so you're not sure they wouldn't be any specific kind of crystal. It's something innate to it.
Yeah. And its nest is just made out of rock and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think it has anything we might need over here. Is there a bridge past it?
There is, over to the southern houses,
Yep.
but it is directly in the way. You would literally have to practically walk over it to get to the bridge. Leosai could fly over, but
Yeah, she's up in the air. She could drift over.
Yeah, but we kind of need all of us over there. Just in case.
I'm sorry, I don't think I didn't hear, or rather, I don't think I heard. There's no way for them to cross?
Not without waking the thing up.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
there are other places around to explore you could check out. But if you guys wanted to check out the lizard first, and the southern houses do have a bridge that go to them, the whole southern ridge. But the whole access to the southern ridge is completely blocked by the lizard.
What if Leosai cast Ray of Frost on the water? Tried to give him just a moment
on
to
the
run
magma?
across. Yeah, on the magma.
You could try it. You don't know what would happen.
Because I know before it was enough for a moment to bring the magma elementals out.
Yeah, they weren't happy about the Ray of Frost.
I don't assume it makes too much noise, so I guess I could give it a shot.
I'm just gonna give this to you. Do you remember when you were hitting the magma elementals with the Ray of Frost?
Mm-hmm.
It kept hissing and popping as the ice would crack and turn to steam. It is allowed.
Well, I don't have anything.
At least on the magma elementals. You're not sure what it would do to the lava, but you can't imagine it's too much different. So
I don't have many.
But you could try it.
I don't have many. Well, actually, if I made a floating disc, I could just float them over.
It doesn't work on liquids.
Oh, that's right. I'm out of options unless we take a risk.
Do we want to investigate everything?
Yeah, why not? We should make sure we know where we're sitting at.
Well, we don't know what this thing's capable of, so if we're going to go through it, we should probably spread out first.
Okay. Spread out to look around.
No, spread out for a fight.
Okay. I was looking through the bardic abilities. I mean, enchanting song is no longer a part of bard. They can't sing a song to do a charm anymore.
That's a specific kind of bard now.
Yeah.
Oh.
On your sheet, you have a list of your spells and abilities and what they can do.
Okay. I'm ready.
All right. I'll move everyone to the landing page. You guys can kind of get into your formation and decide how you're going to fight.
It sucks that dragon's breath can't do that much.
Go.
Right.
We'll say the crystal lizard's here in his nest.
Which way would we come from? This way.
Yeah, you would have come from the north.
Just the north.
And say the
You want
magma.
to draw a line for us.
And then the cave wall.
This thing. Pretty sure Ben and I were taking point somewhat.
Yeah, I
There's
was actually
Initially,
yeah.
when on the approach.
rocks
I
around it.
moved my little counter all over. It's like I can't move.
Oh, you moved it off the map.
Yeah.
I'll pull another one on.
Okay.
There you go. And then there's a pillar here, a pillar here, and a pillar here, broken pillar. Looks like there's a doorway here, and some rubble here, and here. And the bridge starts here. There.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try to get behind this pillar if I can. Well,
Okay, and you do have an enchanted crossbow that
okay.
you
Oh
usually
yeah,
use. It's a +1.
the one that Helga helped buff.
Yep. All right, so you guys can get into position. It's sleeping.
I'm gonna be because I guess I'll be on the other side of this pillar, given that Kuma is a semi-close range.
I know it's a little difficult to show on this map, but the Osai's up in the air above it, like maybe, I don't know, 40 feet.
Okay.
She doesn't want to get too close to the ceiling because she knows
Put
what happens.
An 8 on your little hover icon, so because that'd be 40 feet up.
8 squares, yeah.
I don't even know how to do that. I've never had to do that before.
So when you click
Go ahead.
on the token, right, and it's highlighted, hit the number 8 or 7, whatever token you select after clicking on the symbol, and it'll give it a number.
It's not doing it for me. My number disappeared when
I undid it. So click on your token,
right.
and then you see the gear and the little button. You click on the button.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
There we go.
And you pick a symbol for flight, and hit 8.
Yeah, all the way at the bottom, there's a wing one, or that one too.
There we go.
You'll undo that one, and while you click on the wing, hit 8. Like once it's clicked and highlighted, hit the button, the number 8. Yep, there you go.
Trying to see what would work for something here. Ah, that. I will expend the sorcery points for this. Since I'm next to Ben, while we're getting ready, I will twin cast Dragon's Breath for acid.
Okay, so you're going to start the fight?
Well, that's a bonus action to just activate it on both of us.
Okay.
It doesn't actually deal the damage immediately. However,
I'd also like to preemptively cast Hunter's Mark. Like it doesn't really affect them, so like they wouldn't react to it.
Yeah.
And of course, mage armor.
Yeah, I did that way long ago. However, if Ben would like to, we could both start the fight with a double breath.
Ooh.
Well,
And
I
I
breathe
believe
fire.
acid. I used acid dragon's breath because this thing is fiery, so it's probably either resistant or immune. So I used dragon's breath for acid on you.
Okay, well, before I attack, my first action, first round was to be to boost everyone up and give. That's what I was thinking. I'm discussing tactics. Give
Oh,
everyone within 60 feet up to D6 on the next attack roll or ability check or saving throw.
oh, that's a bardic inspiration. You have
Yeah.
5 of those, and you have to expend them as a bonus action each turn.
Yeah, you
So
can,
I can breathe acid and do this.
Yes.
you can bonus action give someone a bardic inspiration. You hand them out one at a time.
Oh, okay. That's a little different from what it used to be, right?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
very different. And then using dragon's breath is basically an attack action.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this would be a surprise attack. So we do this if we did it at the same time. That would initiate combat, and then initiative would start.
Yep.
Okay.
So if you want to do that with me?
Yes.
Sweet. I need to double check something because it's considered unconscious right now.
I mean, like, the current order operations, like, you say cast Dragon's Breath, we roll initiative, and then for the first round, this thing just doesn't get to act immediately, so it loses its turn.
Yeah.
I'm just checking unconscious real quick. Automatically fails dexterity saving throws.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and roll an initiative before we activate the surprise attack. Get that out of the way.
To roll initiative, King, click on your token so that it's highlighted, and then hit the initiative on your character sheet.
Which token?
Bin, the token on the map. You click on bin.
Oh, on the map, not on that little list. Okay.
Yeah. And then after your token is highlighted, you hit the initiative on your character sheet. It'll roll your initiative and add you to the initiative.
Trying to get there. Initiative.
It's like right above your hit points.
Yeah, the sheet how it looked changed a little bit. I'm understand.
Did you switch tabs or?
Sure. Initiative is right above a hit point.
Yeah.
On the page that says core.
Yeah, click on core.
Core. Okay, that's what's wrong. I'm not on the core page. I'm on the spell page.
Ah, yeah, there you go.
Okay, so
Should be just
hit
right.
dice. Initiative
Top.
right here. I got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
And just click
Okay,
on the
first
word
I
initiative.
gotta highlight my hero.
Yeah.
Where'd it go? Come on. Did it do it?
Nope. I've got your token clicked, so I'll hit your initiative for you.
Okay.
Oh, I have to re-roll that because it was set to GM, but you got the same roll.
So
You're
we're
on
all
the
set?
initiative now. Yep. So just keep your character sheet up, and then to move your token around, just click and drag it
Okay.
on the map when you move it.
Okay.
When it comes to your initiative. So
You want me to just roll the 2 damages?
yeah, since they're on your character sheet and use your spell ability, Ben, if you're coordinating with Kuma, like he suggested.
Okay. I'm down. So I should be rolling. How do I roll the damage for the? You roll it. I roll it.
Kuba rolls it, but
just let
it's
me
your
know when you
attack.
use it so I can roll it for you.
Okay.
So that's
I'm
20
breathing.
acid.
Well, we're going down the initiative because everybody's getting the surprise round. So Ben uses his acid breath because you guys are ambushing the lizard.
Oh,
So
okay. I thought
he's
we
not
were just.
getting.
Okay,
No,
so
it's asleep, so it's a full ambush.
Yeah, so it doesn't get a turn this first round, so.
So Ben does the acid breath, and then did you want to use your bonus action to give someone a bardic inspiration?
Yes. Who's supposed to be going in the melee with this thing?
Like I am.
That's the
So I'm gonna give it to
Isabella.
you. Yeah. And how do I roll a d6?
They roll it on their turn. You just
Okay.
on
Like
your
you just say you get somebody bardic inspiration, they'll remember to roll it.
yeah.
Okay.
And then on your character sheet, there's a spot that says bardic inspiration or inspiration, and it'll have a number
Take one.
and arrows, and take one off. All right. So then
Was I back? I was back at full strength, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's bid. Leosai, your turn.
I'm going to need. Well, actually, I don't know if it passes or not. I'm going to need a wisdom save because I'm going to cast Phantasmal Killer.
Okay.
let's hope it's not immune to psychic damage.
Ah, that fails. Let's go.
Is he immune?
He's immune to fear, but he's not immune to psychic.
If they're immune to fear, the spell doesn't take place. Because the damage is coming from the fact that they're frightened of it.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a waste of my turn, but worth a try.
Yeah. It's a really good spell when it works, so.
Kuma, your turn.
I was just going to step out, do my Dragon's Breath.
Okay.
Do you want me to reroll the damage, or do you want to use that 6?
I'm just going to use the 6.
Okie doke. That's action. Don't really have any bonus actions. I think actually, just in case for later, I will convert my sorcery points to a fresh 4th level spell slot.
Okay. Sabella?
Yep, going straight in, making sure it doesn't have a chance to, actually fight back.
Okay. It's definitely awake at this point. It's just not getting its action. Are you attacking? Okay, there it goes. Sorry, it took a second for it to load.
Where's... I don't remember adding bless.
You probably...
I took that off.
Yeah.
Okay, so the 27 will hit, the 10 and 13 won't. Like you hit the thing with your attacks, but it's just its skin is way too solid to get through.
I thought I turned on Hunter's Marks. That was the issue. So that's actually 12 damage.
Oh, okay, you did turn on Hunter's Mark, or you did have Hunter's Mark, so.
Yeah, I must have clicked on Bless instead.
Okay, you do 12 damage to it with that first attack, managing to cut into its skin, but the others just glance off of it. Helja?
Okay, there we go. I'll just fix my character sheet. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'm gonna whack it
Okay.
because when don't I? It's 22,
That'll hit.
and that's 8 piercing.
All right. Manage to hit and stab into it with the pitchfork. Top of the round, back with Bin.
Right. I will give the guy did he use my bardic inspiration?
No. I mean, like, I just assumed those rolls were too low to even matter.
Okay, so I'll give the next person in the party a bardic inspiration. Someone that hasn't gone yet that will be attacking. I give them a D6 and I'll fire my cross.
Okay, he'll give
Do I
it to
get-
Helja. And to fire your attack, you should see the crossbow on your character sheet. You just click on that.
Okay. Light crossbow.
The 18 will hit, and you do the 12 piercing.
Okay.
Oof.
All right, Leosai, your turn. This lizard is not happy.
I'm thinking here. Well, I got people a little too close now to use fireball of any element.
Go ahead.
Well, it wouldn't be fire is the problem, Helja. I will cast Scorching Ray on it, but I'll try and convert it to thunder.
Okay.
And let's see.
Oh, okay. Roll your damage. You hit it twice, I think.
Yeah, it does 3 rays, and I think I missed one.
Yeah, one missed, the other 2 hit, and you see with the loud thunderous beam, the crystals vibrate and crack, and it looks like it really hurts it. That's 30 damage. And all of its crystals are cracking and breaking.
Ooh. Well, I think I found what it doesn't like.
At the end of the Osai's turn, it is going to tail, it spin in a circle and tail attack Sibella and Helja.
Cool. Let's
And this is fire and not force.
bring it. Nah.
It misses both of you.
Lucky.
Sorry, it's not an attack roll. It's a dex save because I had to set it up as an attack roll because character sheets are awful. It is DC 15 dex save versus the damage.
Wow, Helja.
Watch it fail to suspect of
I
our protection.
succeed.
Watch it fail to suspect of our protection.
You guys both dodge out of the way of its tail attack.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then
Like,
on
only
it,
Ben is in range.
on its turn, okay, it is going to roll through Sibella and Bin. I need a dex save from Helja and Bin. Or not Helja, but Sibella and Bin.
Wouldn't it also hit that pillar?
Yeah, it's going to go crashing through that pillar.
Well, I hope it takes damage.
Okay, how do I roll a saving throw on the sheet?
Click on the dex save.
Dex save. Oh,
Right under your proficiency bonus are your saving throws. And whatever he gets a +5 because he is just in range of Sibella.
and I click on the The 16 or the 3?
No, the word dexterity on the under the
Saving
saves.
throws list.
It's the little square next to the
There
other
you-
squares.
There you go.
That's the dexterity check, not the
Oh,
dexterity
yeah.
save.
It'll be the same, I think. I don't think bards are proficient in dex saves.
They are proficient in dex.
Then that'll be slightly higher, but it doesn't matter. It passes.
Yeah, it passes. So it rolls through the pillar. It doesn't seem to take any damage from rolling through it, but Sabella and Ben, you guys both dive out of the way as it gathered its arms up in it, puffed out the spikes along its back, curled into a ball, and rolled forward, grinding the ground with all of its spikes. And it
Cool.
turns to face you guys. Kuma, your turn.
Let's see, I need to be. Okay, sweet. That'll be just in range for a dex save, please. That does not pass.
Oh, wait, he has advantage on saving throws versus magic. Sorry. He has magic resistance.
I rolled terrible damage again. He still does not pass.
Yep. So he still takes the 6 acid. As it burns away at his flesh.
And then, given that it did that thing, I'm going to go over here into this crumpled pile.
Okay. Sabella?
Not going straight after it.
All right.
That ain't leaving my side, at least.
Yeah, you're making sure to stay on top of it.
Oh no, never mind. You don't have Sentinel. I keep forgetting that. I'm used to polearm masters having Sentinel.
I'll use the Bardic Inspiration at 17.
The 17 will hit.
13.
All right. Roll the d6.
Isn't it a D8 now? Actually,
Yeah. I think Ben gives the d8 right now.
Yeah, it's Song of Rest is D6. So roll the D8. There you
That'll
go.
hit. So all 3
Yay.
will hit. So that's you slash into it with your Residium Spear. That's minus 11.
That's 31 total. She's very quick. Weapons-wise, anyways.
It is bleeding and looks fairly hurt. But at the end of your turn, it's going to do another tail attack at you. So I need a DC 15 dex save. That will hit
Yeah, even with your plus
for 10 slashing and 4 fire.
It's whatever. I chose to have low dex.
It spins around, slapping you with its tail.
You have low.
The crystals slash through you and cut into you, and they burn. They're very hot crystals.
I mean, low is like I have negative dex, so it's only -1.
Helja?
Going. Well. Yeah, gonna move in 30 feet, not gonna
It's-
dash.
Difficult terrain over its nest.
Okay. 5. Then we'll 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Okay.
And it can make a dex save at advantage.
If it'll roll, there it goes. It quickly shifts as the burst of flame pops over its shoulder.
Damn it.
Ben, your turn. Oh, I've heard.
Okay, so it looks badly hurt, right?
Yeah.
Is any of our party injured?
Only Isabella's taking damage, really.
Okay, she's
Helge still
taking
is
damage.
injured from the night before.
Oh, Helge's still injured from the night before.
Oh yeah, you didn't get your full thing.
Okay, and going over to give her a healing spell would be a standard action, wouldn't it?
Depends on the
Yeah, depends on the spell. Cure wounds, I believe you can do as an action at a distance.
No, Cure Wounds is a D8 as an action touch. Healing Word is a D4 bonus action range.
That's right.
Okay, so as a bonus
Healing
action,
word is worse healing, but it's at a range, so that's the balance.
And it's a bonus action.
okay, so I will give the one that had been wounded last night. I will give her a healing word, and I'm 6th level, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'll give her healing, and then I will shoot my crossbow at the lizard.
All right.
Oh, no, you did that wrong.
How'd I do it wrong?
You rolled 5 extra dice. That would be a 6 level.
It's. We'll explain later. Let's just assume. So
it asked me what level was I casting it at. Oh, I was supposed to be casting.
That's your level spell slot, not your level.
Oh, okay.
So at 6th level, you have 4 first, 3 seconds, and 3 thirds.
Basically,
Your 3rd level.
Your healing max.
So that only been 11 healing.
Yep. Then you'll hit it for 8 damage. And then it'll be Leosai's turn.
well, she saw what worked before, so she's gonna fly up to, say, here. And she's going to cast right here, so that nobody gets caught, a Thunderball.
Just this blast of sonic shockwave energy fills the air.
There you go.
I mean, that's basically what dynamite is, isn't it?
No, dynamite's an actual explosion.
The force is the most destructive part of it.
He needs to make a dex save. I think that's...
I think that beats your DC.
If your DC is probably the same as mine, which would be a 16.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It'd be half damage.
Still half. Well, half then doubled back up.
Yep. So roll your Thunderball damage. So that's
10.
Yep, 10.
That was... I'm sorry about that damage roll.
It's not looking good, and you shattered some of its crystals on its hide, but it's still standing.
I'm sorry about that damage too.
Wait, is this a change fireball type?
Yeah, Fireball's 8d6, I'm pretty sure.
You need 4 more d6.
Oh right, you're right. I'm sorry. He said he only takes half. I have the dice.
Half means you only half the result, not the amount of dice
So roll
rolled.
the four more d6.
Because you could actually get better otherwise. So 17, so 28 is 14, and then back to 28.
Well, it'd be... I already applied the other damage, so that'd be 16. And so yeah, that sonic blast, just the burst in the air, you see the wave of sonic energy fly out, hit it, and all the crystals burst and explode. The lizard screams this gurgling cry as it collapses onto the ground.
Oh, well,
Yay!
well, that takes care of that.
I should probably
Okay,
get away from this.
can we check out the nest
Yes.
and the remains of the body?
Hmm.
All right.
You know, I am most curious about the body, not gonna lie.
Since the nest is difficult terrain, the Osai will fly over it, see if there's anything interesting down in there.
You see little quivering crystals at the very heart of it.
Ooh, babies.
Getting a closer look, you can see that there are little itty bitty tiny lizards with just a single large spiky crystal growing out of them. At first, it just looked like a cluster that was quivering, but you can see there's 6 of them just curled up together. The crystals are blue though, and not red, like
Did
the.
someone say baby pet lizards?
That was partially what I was thinking there as well. You find out what they eat.
Can I hold my hand toward them and see if it's hot, like the others?
And yeah, the crystals are looking. The crystals are a bluish tone,
Hmm.
not the glowing red like the ones on the full-grown one.
Hmm. Well, maybe I'll try and lift one out with Mage Hand.
You lift use the mage hand to just kind of pull the crystal up. The others, the crystals turn around the one that's floating up, and you can see just the tiny little lizard body, its little legs kicking in the air as it floats up, its head looking around. It's about 4 inches long.
We have a problem. It has children.
How's that a problem?
Clunk, 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 clunk.
Well, what do we do with them?
Keep them?
We're gonna have to take care of them, obviously.
Hmm.
I mean, I'll take them if no one wants them.
Um,
Like pets.
can I take a look?
Well, there are more in the nest. I think enough for all of us.
Yes, well, clunky hands. Could you just put that one which you're holding up in for me?
Clunky hands.
I'm wearing gauntlets.
Oh, I thought you were insulting me. Pardon me.
I was saying my hands are clunky.
Helga, you can take a gauntlet off, but it takes 2 seconds.
The Osai will
It
float.
isn't that difficult.
The Osai
Fine.
will float that one down to Heldra.
Do you take your gauntlet off or just hold it in your gauntlet?
Just gonna. I'll take the gauntlet off to hold it.
Okay.
Give it a feel.
It's rough like stone, and as you touch the crystal, it cuts your finger a little bit, and you feel you take a single point of force damage as you get jolted with magical energy.
And just
Careful not to catch yourself.
just for ease, while they're working, Leosai will just float them all out into a pile outside of the nest so that they can get to them.
As
Sorry.
as
Carry
you
on.
set them down, they kind of start to shiver a little bit and start trying to curl up together, and they slowly start crawling towards the lava, trying to like rub their bodies against each other, and you can see small sparks of magic energy as the crystals grind against each other.
Try and keep them warm.
The one that you're holding, Helja, looks like it sniffs around and smells the metal on from just beyond the bracer that you're wearing, and it bites into it and takes a chunk out of the metal and starts chewing on it.
You cheeky little.
Hmm.
And
Right.
it's just chomping, kind of looking up at you curiously, heating
Just
a little
gonna
bit of
with the
metal
other
that it
one
bit out.
pull it back. Right, I'm gonna have to make sure that this is magical, so you can't do that again.
Hmm.
Let's see. Do I have any other metal on me?
What about the crystals from the lizard? They're hot. Are they hot enough to help?
That's kind of what we were over here inspecting.
Sibella and Kuma, you guys are checking out the body. Make an investigation check.
Isabella, are you proficient?
Vision and investigation? Nah.
No. Okay. Well, I'm the only one here who can do it then. 15, and
I can
Isabella
aid
wandered
them.
off, so guess it's just
I
me.
can aid them.
Okay, so
Oh wait, I'm proficient in investigation. If that
You're
helps.
doing that, so
yeah, you're doing that. Helja's investigating that. Sabella's walking over to check out the babies. Ben, are you going towards the babies that are trying to get to the lava and seem cold, or are you going over to the crystal lizard's body to try and help Kuma investigate it?
I guess I'll go over to the. I mean, I try to keep the babies from going into the lava just yet.
No, she's definitely gonna try to stop that.
Okay, so you, Sabella and Ben, you guys gather up the babies into your arms. Each of you, Helja's got one of the 5, so each of you gets 2. Sabella, they start chomping on your armor, taking little tiny bits of the metal out, and just resting in your hand after a couple bites and just chomping. Leosai, you're floating over. Ben, you're holding it. They're sniffing around looking for some metal, and they're trying to chew on the leather and bits of your clothes, but they spit it out.
Um,
And
Kuma,
We can't
Kuma-
be having that.
Kuma, do you have a dagger which you don't use?
I'm busy.
I have to get to
Yeah, I know.
Kuma. So Kuma, with your investigation of 15, you do the crystals that are on the ground are still warm. Do you want to pick them up and hold them, or and examine them, or not?
I should actually be fine because my chill shield is still active.
Okay. They give off a extreme heat, and the cool shield is hissing. But
Is it-
the heat's dying down. You do find one that has a single ember glowing in it. And make an animal handling or a survival. Sorry, survival. It'd be survival.
They're both exactly the same for me anyways. Let's go. Oh, 16.
Okay. You can tell that the crystals grow out of it naturally. They are a part of it, something that the lizards secrete that hardens into the crystals. And putting it together and everything, it looks like it absorbs the energy, magical energy around it and starts attuning to it. So these young ones are unaligned right now. It aligned with the magma and energy of the area.
So we could, if we, so you're saying if we managed to properly raise these babies, if we used a certain magic on it regularly, they would become that element?
Yes.
Radiant magic babies.
Oh, that, yeah. Radiant magic. Although raw magic is nothing to sniff your nose at.
That is also true.
So yeah. And this ember, well, was this one specific one fading too?
No.
So that's like containing the essence that it absorbed.
Mm-hmm.
How does it compare to the magma course from the magma elementals? In energy?
It is much more intense. The magma cores were sort of the thing empowering and giving life to it. So a lot of its energy, it's sort of just a calloused mass of what was left of the magma elemental, whereas this is like the heart of the crystal lizard, where all of the energy has been absorbed.
Might be interesting, but I will not be able to hold it for more than a few minutes. I will. Helja, I've got something nice for you. You were asking a question, I wasn't entirely paying attention.
You have that dagger that you have? You don't use it very often.
No, that one's magic. I'm keeping that one.
Oh, do you have a non-magic dagger I can have?
I have two. One's a bit rusty.
Do you mind? That'll do. You won't be getting it back though.
Yeah, take the rusty one.
And then, well, I'll take the other one. This looks cool. Back in a sec. Ben, feed this to them. Yours look hungry. And just give the put the rusted give the rusted dagger in front of the little babies and then walk back.
They
Oh,
sniff the
uh,
rusted dagger and balk at it.
Okay, hand it here, please.
Seems like they're hungry for quality.
Fine,
now.
we'll take the rusty one. Hand it back.
Because this is what I did to fix my flute before. I will use my mending to repair the dagger.
Okay. Leosai, what are you doing?
Leosai is probably trying to examine the lizard's body a little more closely, see if there's anything else of worth besides the crystals that could be harvested.
All right, make a survival check.
Not exactly my strength.
It's-
But today it
I
is.
I rolled a 16, so
Being a witch of the woods, you're used to animals and mysticism, and you are taught that creatures from the Fae and different places have very unusual traits. And you recognize some Fae traits in this. Most likely it was something brought over a long time ago, probably by accident, and it's since sort of become I can't remember the word for it, but when you bring an outside creature into an environment.
invasive.
An invasive species. And you start to just use some of your quick tools and cut into it and find its crystal heart, literally. And it can be used as a +1 spell focus or a crystal ball for the purposes of spells.
Ooh.
It's this strange, twisted rock and crystal jagged mess, but it's soft and slightly yields a bit like rubber.
For the only time this millennium, Leosai smiles. She is happy. She harvests the heart.
when we get scrying, that will be very useful.
Yes, someone find me a scroll.
Well, you can automatically learn it by level up.
Well, that's true.
I don't know if I can. I don't know. I don't think.
And then, Sibella, what are you doing?
He's just trying to make sure the little critters just don't go wandering off too far. They keep biting at her.
As long as you let them chew on the bits of your armor and take the little tiny bits out, they just stay in your palm, happy and content, the two that you're holding.
Can I
They
cast
are
mending?
eating- They are eating away at it. Judging by the rate that they're eating, it looks like they could go through a full set of armor in a couple days.
What happens if I cast mending on the armor which has been bitten out of my armor that's been bitten out
It
of?
doesn't fix it.
It only repairs tears or scratches, not something bits and pieces being removed.
Yeah, single break or tear. Okay, that's fair. But as Kimi did point out, it did fix his rusted flute, so it might make it taste nicer.
I just realized it was a combination of mending and prestidigitation that got rid of the rust on the flute.
I can cast mending whilst you cast prestidigitation.
I already did that. It's fine. I fixed the dagger already.
Well, no, they're magically consuming it. It's like they're literally taking pieces.
Oh no, we're just
out of it.
dagger.
Yeah.
Here you go. You can have it back now.
We'll
And
try
you can-
feeding the dagger again to the bins once.
Now that it's been fixed up and made nicer, they start eating it.
Right, I know where we can get some more food for these little buggers so they don't eat all our stuff. But there is some undead up there.
Yes.
You know that ladder?
Yes. I'd like to point out that you do have raw metal in your bag.
I do. That is true. I don't remember quite how much I have. I have noted down, I'm pretty sure, but
It was just. Well, we never. I don't think we actually got a specific number. It was just X amount
Yeah.
of gold or an iron.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
we did.
I gave you the value of how much.
And well, if you'd hand me one, I don't mind. I can never play this flute again. It's a good source of food.
I would I would suggest that you keep the flute. It's from your past. You probably best remember it to keep hold of what you had.
My,
We can get a lot of food elsewhere.
my past doesn't exist anymore. I am Kuma now. It's fine.
They eat through about a quarter to a half, maybe a third of the dagger, and then curl up and fall asleep in Ben's hand. And after they've eaten about an inch off of your gauntlet, Sabella, they curl up and go to sleep in your palm.
Do you want to go fight those undead, or
They've got big puffy bellies.
Well, that's the thing.
I can easily ward them off. Don't worry.
There's a run with a lot of dwarf skeletons. We could probably harvest a decent amount of metal from there.
there's
The undead would be a bit
idea.
below it.
well, there is also the area to the south. We might find something there too.
That is also true. Let's see if we can go find some food.
Along the way, Helja, I found something you might find interesting. Well, it's
Yep.
interesting for all of us, but I think you're the only one who can hold it for more than a couple minutes. And he'll hand her the ember crystal.
This is pretty.
Yes, it's very warm, and if I were not protected by my shield right now, I would probably be on fire. So. I need to mark off a dagger. I've got one dagger left. Besides my enchanted one.
Helja, you have resistance to fire, right?
Yep.
All right. You can tell if you weren't resistant, it would be burning your hand.
Yep, that's.
I can. This is pretty warm.
It feels like reaching into a forge's coals and holding one.
Yeah.
Like a glowing coal.
Right.
From studying this crystal a little bit, along with a big boyo over there, probably a big lady. Now that I think about it, given that they had babies, these things attune to magic over time.
Right. Does she look like she's made out of stone, or does she have actual flesh? Well, from whilst you were over there.
Yeah,
well,
was it just scaly flesh or stone flesh?
Yeah.
A little bit of both.
Both, I think.
That would be morbid, though, to create a thing for holding them in.
Well, like
We
like a pen. What's wrong with making a pen for them?
Well, a bag to hold them in.
Or a bag of holding?
No, don't put them in there.
Yeah,
We only put Kuma in there because he doesn't have to breathe.
Yes. It's very nice in there, very roomy though. I danced with myself.
I wondered why you were wiggling when I pulled you out.
You Billy Idled.
Yeah.
Dancing with myself.
However, yeah, we can just carry them. We don't need to put them in a bag.
If we get into a fight, though. And also, we can keep them next to this stone whilst we carry them.
We can just leave them in their nest till we come back.
That's
Good.
true.
I mean, they'll wake up and start wandering. Then again, yeah, I guess.
They'll just sit there. They should sit there and wait for us to bring back the food. That's what they
Yeah.
do.
Make a animal handling check, everybody.
It's coming, don't worry.
Oh, he's coming.
Okay. So. Ben and Sabello, you'd know that they're most lizards are cold-blooded. Kuma, you watch their behavior, and there's things in here that if they got close to would be able to squash them easily. They don't have any protection from the predators in the area, and judging by how quickly they tried to go towards the magma, they were struggling to keep warm without their mother. Even in this environment, most likely partially because of how their bodies work in absorbing magic and everything.
Yep.
They have a little less natural affinity for environments.
Yes. Okay, if we're going to do the nest idea, then we're going to have to do something to help them. They need warmth. We're definitely not going to use that ember crystal, simply because I don't know what it might spread into them. I don't know. However, simple enough. I can give them warmth and a meal. How about that? For if they wake up.
Yeah, would be preferable.
Helja, can you... I think you also found some ingots. Could you give me an ingot?
Yep, we'll pull out an ingot.
Just some iron.
What type of material? Just iron?
Iron.
Yeah. Actually, no. I know you're a dwarf, and I know how much you value it. Gold does heat up better than iron.
Again, we just say that to get to bed, but okay.
Okay. So you're gonna give him gold instead?
Yeah, he's asked for it.
Yeah.
With some reluctance.
I mean, it is actual science.
Yeah.
Gold does heat up better than iron.
It is.
So-
Yeah, I know.
So let's, everybody over here. Leosai, can you just lift me, please?
Lift.
Yes, dear, of course. And she floats down and picks up Kuma and, well, at his direction.
Just drop me in the nest. Okay. So
He also flies you up and drops you in the nest.
everybody bring the lizards, and I will cast Prestidigitation to heat up the gold ingot.
Okay.
And just set them around the ingots. It'll keep them warm, and if they wake up, they've got something reasonable to nibble on.
So as you cast the prestidigitation, and does everybody and set the gold ingot down that's sort of glowing a warm color. Ben and Sabella, and I believe Leosai had the other, or no, Helja had the other lizard. Do you guys set your lizards around the gold brick?
Well, of course, if it's gonna help them get warm.
All right. You all set the sleeping lizards next to the gold brick, and they reflexively kind of curl up next to it. But as soon as the crystals touch it, you see the crystals faintly glow, and the prestidigitation magic just completely soaks out of the gold brick.
Oh. Okay, that's not what I... Oh, yes, they eat the magic too. Do we have anything that might last a bit better than that? Anybody?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask.
Does anybody have anything better than a simple prestidigitation spell? Because they do seem to eat the magic as well. That is a very...
I mean, I do, but again, it would take quite a bit of energy for me to do so. I
Kuma,
don't want to accidentally kill the buggers.
Because you had a high enough animal handling, and Ben and Sabella, you got a high enough to realize this as well. They were to keep warm. They were suckling on their mother's magic energy as well. Like that was what was keeping them happy and everything.
So
Well-
the best option would probably be that heart.
No.
Or the
Well,
core.
You can't have this, no. But what about the other shards that we broke off from her back?
Their magic is already gone. We've only got the one that I gave to Helja. But I have no idea how much that's going to retain its magic. Oh, wait! Helja!
Yep.
Magma cores.
Yes. Well, I do have another plan.
Okay.
They suckle off heat and magic at the same time. Only lasts for a minute to warm it up, but should
No. What I was saying was that, like, you guys have put it together. Like the crystal lizard was fire aspected. They were going towards the magma, thinking it was
Alright.
its mother. Like
it
so they
wants something.
Yeah.
it needs they need regular like a fuel of magic to
Stay warm.
to suckle off of and stay warm and healthy and comfortable, because they're not native to this environment. Make an Arcana check.
Things. Yoink.
And leave into
What was that, Luigi?
nothing.
No, I thought you said something.
It's just like they're not trained in it, so like I don't know why I was trying to bother.
Oh, okay. So Liosai and Kuma, you realize like that the Feywild, from what you can remember and knowledge and everything, especially because you guys are from when that was an actual plane that existed, was just filled with mystical energy, where these things would have grown up and just been able to naturally survive in the environment. You also realize that if they were left out where the corruption is the powerful magical influence,
They'd be
Yeah.
corrupted.
That's why, well, if they're with us, they're safe from the corruption.
And so I was asking.
I was
you know,
wanting to make them a residium. If we could get enough residium, I was going to make a residium carry basket for them.
that might work.
But I wouldn't want them to eat it, so it's going to have to be residium lined and then something else inside. And I was trying to. Just while I was looking at the mother, I was going, "That's just dark."
And Paladin,
So-
what were you gonna say?
Yeah, I was just asking, is there a substitute suckling point they could use? And that's what I rolled the knowledge arcana.
One of the people in the party could expend spell slots to try and feed them magic, and keep them sustained and happy for periods of time.
I mean, I could somewhat do that reliably.
You have several magical items that might, because magical items are designed to last forever, basically, might keep them sustained for you don't know how long. You don't know enough about them to know if it's possible for them to drain all of the magic out of a magical item or not. And you have both the lizard's crystal heart and its core and its primary crystal as magical sources as well.
So we gave them back what their mother gave us, just so they could just get by. They would be okay for a time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just have no way of knowing how long it will last.
I think
Right.
we should, since we're not going to be gone for long, we're just going to check out a few houses.
Yes.
Let's use a couple of those magma cores.
Yep. So, well, I've also got an idea. Kuma, could you pass me your other dagger a second in case they wake up? I'll make you a new one, or I'll find a new one. As I said, I know where some more metal is. We could probably find you a decent one out of there.
Yeah, I'll give you the dagger. The non-magical one, obviously.
Yeah. Channel Divinity. The one which made it a +1 permanently.
All right.
To set it down with the magma cores to keep it warm. So keep them warm with the magic dagger there in case they get hungry.
Okay. You see a faint glow of energy trickling from the dagger into them.
Right. Every time I rest, I can give you more food.
Well, now then, we've got that crystal that might help you at the forge.
That counts as Kuba's blessing.
Who's the winner?
Helja can only give someone that blessing once.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Plus, if I just had to guess a little, once they drain the if they do drain the magic from the item, it might not be able to be enchanted again.
Well, if it drained the magic, it would destroy the item, and that's
It's
the only way it wouldn't be able to. Huh?
not necessarily. You can remove enchantments from magic items without destroying them.
But then, if it's still a what is it, a quality item, it should still be able to take the enchantment, correct?
It's
Thing is,
difficult.
they're likely to eat the dagger as well as drain this magic. Unfortunately,
There's
just to
that.
point out.
But I was more saying that it kind of like they take the sustenance from the magic, but the shell would still be there that can't
Well,
be filled again.
I volunteer to take one of the puppies, and I'll give him a spell slot. And
But
it-
we're leaving it behind while we investigate is what we're doing. That's it.
Yeah.
yeah. But I'm just saying that I mean, out of good conscience, we can't leave these babies behind to die. We have to intervene because and unfortunately, it was my idea to come over here, so I feel especially bad.
I
But
would like to point out I do fully intend to carry on looking after these little. I do want to take these with us when we leave.
We just don't want them
absolutely,
to be threatened.
We're
while
just
we...
leaving them here whilst we're crossing the lava because we don't want everything around here is dangerous. We don't know what's to cross that. We're just leaving them here, keeping them safe. Then
And you
coming
guys
back
know
for
enough
them.
about animals collectively to know that they're likely to stay in their nest until they get hungry again and get curious.
so we're leaving them food. They got the dagger. They got magic. They're straight. There was no treasure in the nest.
Because the mother would have to go hunt for energy or food usually with animals.
Mm-hmm.
And probably kill a magma elemental, absorb its energy.
Was there any treasure in the nest?
Yes, these babies.
Yeah, exactly. Are they not treasure enough for you?
Oh yeah.
Life is
Well,
the greatest treasure of all.
Okay.
And that's a real
Well,
quote.
I guess they would eat all the gold, so yeah, so there wouldn't be anything in there. No potions, nothing like that.
I mean, we have potions.
Okay, cool. I have an extra healing potion just in case.
The hell just got them in the bag.
Yep.
Say it.
Can we've been distracted. The babies are fine. Houses.
Yes.
Okay, let's go find a diamond. Why don't we?
Hopefully.
Isn't that
Yes.
something? We can't even
Well,
find a diamond
I hope
in a
so.
mine.
That's a fair point. Who was asking for a potion?
I was asking for a healing potion.
Do you want a lesser or a greater one? You tend to be at the back, so possibly a lesser?
Okay.
Hell,
But
Jet,
I can
maybe you
give you-
should use one of the bigger ones. Just.
Pardon?
Maybe you should use one of the bigger ones yourself, Helja. You are a bit.
I'm actually feeling a bit better now.
Okay.
I didn't exactly get hit last combat. I just got healed, which was quite pleasant. I'm gonna hand
Ben.
Sabella. Yeah, so handing Ben a one of the lesser gives Sabella a greater. Just so that we're holding on to them, because we shouldn't actually have them in the bag. Let's be honest, or the potions. We ought to actually be holding them for use. And then, do either you or Leosai want lesser? And do you want the lesser and greater between? Do you want lesser and greater, or should I keep hold of the greater?
You should probably keep the greater. I'm not gonna lie, Leosai, I am up in the fray a bit more than you are.
Yes, take it, Kuma.
And has given the lesser.
And
So I'm going to take.
Sorry,
I was going to take those out of storage then.
Okay.
While she still has time on the fly, she's just gonna float toward the houses, see if there's any obvious threat.
No, they're pretty much abandoned. You have to. There are a couple magma elementals wandering around that you have to let wander and avoid. If you were going to get close, but they're already making their way past. By the time the group gets there, they'd be fine. The houses are collapsed and pretty beaten up and destroyed. They're in ruins. But you guys take the time and search the area, make investigation checks.
Since I'm proficient, I will give Leosai advantage. And I think somebody here still has one more inspiration left.
Sabella hasn't used theirs.
I use mine. It's just I
haven't used mine. But I'm going to keep that for investigation, and I'm going to take that 20, add a d6 to it, and that's why her investigation is so poor. No, 1d8 to it. So it's because she's too busy with her 21 history check, telling everyone about this, waffling about the stonework. In a way that can be tuned out, like most teachers can be tuned out. No offense, man. And then, yeah, that's why she's not looking.
So as you guys wander, you find an old tavern and a few intact casks of dwarven mead and wine. You also find one greater healing potion and 2 lesser potions that are still healing potions that are intact. You find a very strange yellowish orange bottle of potion with a large tooth floating in it that takes up. It looks like it's the like a size of one of your hands, just sort of floating in the middle of the liquid, with the very round, almost like 2 fist-sized bottle containing it. And searching around, you do manage to find a leather-bound book with strange dwarven carvings in the leather, and it is shut with brass and iron and residium clasps with a lock on it. It looks like some of the pages are frayed and there's a couple of chunks hanging out.
Does anybody know the knock spell?
Well, now
No,
that you
but
mention
can I read?
it,
Can I read the dwarven runes or whatever that's on it?
not only do I know it, I have it prepared.
Why?
Always have that prepared, you never know.
Yeah, but Helja, Sing?
Yeah, can I read it? What's on top? What's on the cover?
They're mostly just symbolic dwarven symbols of symbolizing stone and purity as well as strength, honors to the god, but it also says Iron Arcanus.
Yeah, that says something about Iron Arcana, so basically the magic of iron?
Oh, don't tell me you found a spell book. This would be my best day since I've arrived here.
Either that tells you how to, it's either tells you how to see if there's a spell book, or it's a book telling you how to work iron or other metals.
Okay, so he has the spell book. Can I have at least one or two of the lesser healing potions?
Did we just find lesser healing potions there?
Yeah, we found a greater and two lesser.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah,
I'll
you
take
can
the
have.
two lesser if that's okay with everyone.
I think we should give one of the lesser to Leosai since we've just given you one.
Okay.
So
Well,
that's what's.
So, go ahead.
So you'd still have two.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Isabella could have the other greater since.
Yeah.
Yeah, she already picked it up, don't worry.
Now,
No,
only
that's the
one
thing
with
you'll
the
have to.
tooth in it. Can I try to do a knowledge arcana on that to identify what type of potion it is?
Get you.
You could try, yeah. Make an
Okay.
Arcana check.
And how do I get an advantage on my roll?
You
Someone aiding me?
someone helping you or situationally.
Can someone aid me on my knowledge arcana?
Yeah, I'll give you the 8 instead.
Oh, okay. Um, judging from the potion color and what you've seen, it looks like it's meant to transfer the essence of what's contained in it into whoever drinks the potion.
That could be good or bad. What is the thing that's floating in it? What type of tooth is it? Can I identify what knowledge
Make
arcana?
a survival check.
Okay.
I
Because
can give
At
anyone
you.
actually have
disadvantage
that?
because you've never encountered this creature.
Okay, could someone aid me?
I can't aid you, but I can nullify the disadvantage.
Okay, so it's just normal.
The threads of fate don't care.
Oh,
Yep, you're not familiar with what would have
I'm not
a large
seeing
tooth
roll
like
for
that.
some reason. Is he whispering the rolls?
He is. Up at the top, Finn, on your character sheet, you should see a 2GM or public. Select public.
I'm gonna mute my phone because you could probably hear it pinging.
Yeah,
okay. You want me to re-roll or just go with
Nope,
the
nope.
what I?
What you
Uh,
rolled.
I don't mind taking a risk. I mean, I'm not exactly alive, so what harm could it do?
Can you
Well,
drink?
the fact that if it's useful, we won't actually
Well, no,
be able to use it once you've drunk it.
well, I mean, you don't need to drink it yet. I mean, if one of us can identify what this tooth is, it'll tell us what the creature is, and it'll tell us what essence is being transferred.
Except for the
Right.
part we don't have the component for identify.
Yes, I need a pearl.
So do I.
And
Well,
to answer,
can I take a? Oh, yeah, I already tried to identify the tooth.
Yeah.
Leos, I can take a look. She hasn't tried.
and I was going to say, to answer your question, yes, I can drink, but it has to be magical fluid.
Learn something new every day.
Magic fluids are weird like that. That's why I can use a healing potion just fine.
What was the check? Sorry?
Animal handling to identify
Okay.
Arcana to try and figure out what it is, but you've already figured out that the potion transfuses some kind of essence of what's contained into the person drinking it, but
Yeah.
yeah, you don't recognize it.
Well, it looks like it's anyone's gamble.
I mean,
Uh,
does it look
Meanwhile,
like a bear tooth?
oh, sorry, go ahead.
Does it look like a bear tooth? Can I take a guesstimate?
Oh, it's way
Rough?
bigger than a bear tooth. The tooth itself is like this.
Mhm.
Is
Out of-
fairly large.
Out of character, I tend to think these tend to belong. It tends to be a fingernail inside the potions or a toe nail, but tooth is, I guess, made out of the same thing or similar substance. Yeah. Lot bigger if it's what I'm thinking it is.
Kuma's turning into Drop Dead Fred. What does it do? Make you stupid? Make you crazy? I'll drink it. I'm Fred.
like I said,
And
can't do any worse for me.
meantime, while Kumitori explodes, Leosa is gonna look at that book.
Yeah.
It's locked close.
Yeah, I
Knock
guess what.
spell.
Oh, the knock spell pops the lock open, and several of the pages are damaged and torn out or burnt, but it does contain several spells.
Oh.
You will need to spend a lot of time and money, though.
Oh my. Yeah.
Just keep in mind they
Yep.
do have to be in your spell list still.
Yeah. But oh my. Yeah, that's good. What happens to Kuma?
Well, somebody else is holding the potion, and they didn't say they gave it to me, so nothing.
That's the thing. I don't know who picked it up because it wouldn't have been Helgi who found it.
Is there any way for me to like bookmark this handout, Frosty?
Could you just?
I'm gonna move it into the character items,
There we go.
Ah, okay.
or you guys can.
Helga would have the potion, so
Would she? She hasn't. She didn't find it.
yeah, you did.
No, I didn't. That was my
Ben
history check.
Ben was
you-
holding the potion.
He would have
looking at
handed it off to Leosa to examine it.
Yeah.
Oh well, Leosai will give it to Kuma. She's not drinking it.
He drinks it.
You guys see Kuma swell up. He gets a little bit taller and gets super buff and bulky, and you now have 21 strength for the next hour.
Ah, potion of hill giant strength.
Yes. Giant
And
tooth.
the tooth dissolves into liquid as you drink it.
It's a shame, but
I had a feeling that would be the case.
Giant's
cares?
tooth.
He's
Yes. Ooh,
I don't know
yes.
how. I don't know how a plush animal has muscles, but he somehow has muscles.
It warped your body. They're like stitched muscle.
Oh my god! I'm just thinking of the guy from My Hero Academia whose muscles would tear out of his body.
So did you drink the whole potion or did you just taste test it?
Whole
If you taste
potion.
the potion, you drink it. It's automatic.
Oh no, it was the whole. Okay, never mind. Forget it. The next question I have is so we can head over to the other area that we haven't explored yet.
Oh no,
or-
that's you guys took the time to search. Like you've spent most of today searching the ruins, and that's
Yeah.
pretty much all the stuff that you found of use.
And I can search a bit more. Well, you say that, but Helga,
Yep.
do you have that spell that can locate things?
And actually, sorry, you need to roll a d4, Kuma.
Yay.
I'm looking at my notes here. Okay, so you are enlarged and have 21 strength for 1d4 hours. So 3 hours.
So, big bets. Oh, so not only do I have 21 strength, I have advantage on all strength-based checks.
I do not have locate objects prepared. No, I wasn't thinking I would be looking for anything today. Well, last night I didn't think I'd be looking for anything.
Leosa, you're a smart one. How long would you say it's been that we've been searching?
You guys have spent about 6 hours searching. The better.
Better part of 6 hours, probably.
Okay, so I was gonna say maybe we could rest up properly, but no. Let's get out. Heljo, you can't carry me anymore. Well, actually, is it? Yeah, because it multiplies the weight by a factor of 8, I think.
Yep, Helja, make a wisdom saving throw.
So he would weigh 200 pounds now. No, actually less than that. He only weighs like 5, so he weighs like 40 pounds, so he's not actually that heavy.
All right, Helja, you really want to jump on Kuma's belly.
How's your way?
That actually would have been a plus.
Tackle.
They were near me. That would have been a +5, so that's actually 23.
Well, she resists.
We're away from the lava, right?
Yeah.
Kuma,
No,
please.
no.
Okay.
Maybe later. Not in a dangerous place.
We're not by the lava.
Yes, I don't care. Is there any heavy lifting that maybe needs to be done? Maybe we could find more stuff.
Me?
You could carry residium to the forge.
We don't have any.
We were gonna go mining for some.
Also, we still have the bag of holding. The bag of holding can fit small things. It's fine. Oh god, I can't fit in the bag of holding right now.
Shall we get... Whilst you're big, do you want to try to get some mining done?
No?
Well, try it, Kuma. You might
I
like
don't have
it.
Probably not.
Ben, you're not gonna grow big soon. Could Kuma borrow the pickaxe, please?
Oh, I have the pickaxe, of course.
Yeah.
Helja's dream, mining ore with the giant teddy.
Yeah, Leosai, if you could find a pocket of Presidium for us?
Sure. Neosai will cast detect magic.
All right. You're able to find a reasonably close one. It's still pretty deep into the rock face.
Well, you'll have a bit of digging to do, but right there is a vein of it, and she points in the correct direction.
I guess I'll give it a try.
Make an athletics.
With advantage.
You've seen Helja and Sibella hit things, just do like that.
No, I'm perfectly capable of hitting things, just... I was almost 20.
With all of the strength and the advantage from the enlarge, you're able to get to the few chunks of residium or but by the time the potion wears out.
Oh, jeez.
It was, you had to really get through it. Who disconnected and came back?
Don't know.
Oh, looks like King is popping in and out.
You having trouble there, King?
Yeah, I had to sign out and in again. What's going on?
It's fine. You apparently spent 3 hours digging.
Well, you're not a miner, Kuma, and even though you've got the strength
Helja was digging
at size, you don't have the mass, and with Helja helping, like you guys are able to get through and mine up. You get 3 chunks of residium ore.
Yeet. Oh, we'll add that to storage. We're now at 5 chunks of residual ore.
Neosai helped, now she's got her face in that dwarven book. She's very happy.
Yes, okay, it's been about half a day now.
And looking at the book, Leosai, you could tell, like, The spells were for locating ore, breaking apart rock, and it all talks about how, while you can see the many applications of this person very specifically was using these to basically mine and craft stuff.
Looks like you had a craftsperson mage in your community, Helga.
Well, any tactical uses for the spells besides?
Oh, many,
That's like-
many.
Yes, I did see that when you unlocked it and I was reading it. Yeah,
And a scrying spell in here too. I could use it with the lizard's heart if we had some time.
Cool.
And if you were level 9.
Yes, that too, but all things in time.
Sabella, while they're all talking about taking the time and been mining and been wasting this day, you're definitely starting to feel a bit impatient. Like, these people said they were going to help free the town, and the
Yeah.
Azazar got away, and it's only a matter of time before he gets back to the keep and they send someone after the village.
Hmm. Um, oh, why don't we bring that crystal that you found from the lizard back to the forge? See if it works.
Is Sabella even here?
I'm here right now. It's just like I have a hard time with words. I think I'll fight charisma, but mine's just kind of in the negatives.
Hmm. Hmm. Well, back to the forge. We can rest and
try and
help.
try and make this
Yes, with the crystal, maybe it's enough heat.
We still have half a day left.
Hmm.
Maybe we should be able to get to the town before dark. And if it's a mining village, then they'd have a forge too.
That's true.
Plus, we're maybe using magic.
I would prefer
I'd
we
also-
actually move along now.
But that's the thing. If we could, I realize that the mining village is on the way, but so is the forge. We could go back to the forge, make the items quick, and then drop it off to the dragon.
There is no such thing as quick with forging, Helga.
Hmm.
That is true. Fine. Fine.
Well, on our way then to the village, I suppose, finally.
Plus, we don't need your fancy lava forge if we're mostly going to be using fire magic. Let's not forget the lizards, of course. It's been a few hours. Hopefully
Yes,
that-
those two.
The magma cores are probably drained by now.
There were a couple of other elementals patrolling along the houses. You just happened to pass them by.
But yes, we've been trying to avoid them as best we can.
Well, if you want more cores.
How about we not waste time?
Fine by me.
I agree. Now, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Now I understand that we're securing this place, and we got to finish the mission for the dragon. But there's an attack coming on the village.
Could
Me?
be.
What can we do about it, if anything?
Go there and protect them.
Yeah, we'd have to go there and help.
Well, I mean, since the forge in the ring is going to take time, it's not going to be a quick thing. Can't we just do the forging at the village? That way we can do both.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. Helga's accepting that's probably the best course. She's just reluctant because obsessed with the dwarven village. But yes, she gets that point.
Well, looks like we have an agreement then to Sabella's village.
All right.
Yes, please.
You guys head out, up, back through all of the dwarven ruins, up the long winding stairway, past the waterfall and around, and head out into the upper hills of the mountain. And now that you're out and you're walking, Ben and Sabella are taking the lead because they know where the village is located. And in the distance, you can see the large peak of the mountain. That's about a good 6-hour hike from the village that you can see in the distance. And the mountain twists and turns up as you guys are approaching the village. And the village is built up on several sections of the mountain that rise up into a small cliff, and you can see the waterfalls running around it, and it's got a very large water wheel at the center of the village. There's a lot of trees around it, and as you guys are approaching and getting close to the village, you're nearing its outer gate. You're going to want to scroll all the way down to the bottom left. It's a very large map. You see a couple of drakes flying overhead, but one of them seems to be going kind of crazy and pulling away from the pack, making large jerking moves, and starts to spiral and bounce around in the air a bit. It's obvious that whoever's riding it is having a hard time with the animal, and the one it's riding looks a bit smaller than the others, and you end up seeing it kind of careening and heading off towards the woods to the west. And then there's you hear a weird lizard-like scream in the distance.
That was interesting.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, there's one less for us to worry about.
I had a quick question about my character sheet. I know he's in the Lore War College, but I can't tell what his other school is. That he would have picked up at 6th level.
They only get one subclass in 5th edition, and at
no,
6th
they get one. At 6th, they get another college.
No, he gets to choose 2 spells.
He got 2 spells from others. The one
You're a lore bard. You get magical secrets early as part of your subclass features.
Yeah. So and he ended up taking counterspell and something else. I can't quite remember what it was, but the spells are on there.
I got that, but then what I'm talking about is the. Are you looking? Just want to show you this.
If you're free after this, I can ask Frosty.
We can help you go over it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And also, I did send you that website, which might help if you find Bard in there.
Make an animal handling, everybody, as you watched. You double click the bin, but yeah, you got that one. And,
Perception.
You can make perception. You get different information. Oh, okay. Sabella, you're able to you know the small clearing where the drake went down, but Kuma and Bin and Leosa, you can definitely tell that the thing that the drake that thing was riding was trying to dismount its rider. It did not like being ridden.
It must be new.
Yes, I haven't quite broken it yet.
Or there is a potential alternative.
And then, yeah, you guys picked up the lizards and,
Okay,
got them.
We're all spellcasters, so we can all take care of one.
Yeah. Basically, the spell slots that you give them will sustain them for that many hours.
Okay. And if we, say, use a spell slot of an elemental spell, it can start attuning it?
Yeah.
Sweet.
You don't know how long it'll take, but...
Yeah.
They did munch on the gold.
We gave it food. That's what it's there for.
And you guys would notice that small bits of gold flakes have started to appear on their skin after they were eating it.
Ah.
Ah, so like the stone from the mother, but gold for them. Hmm.
I guess much like the magic that they attune with, the metal they eat shapes their skin.
So we could mold these little things like clay.
Yes, I wonder how long it takes and how old they be before it stops. If I'm guessing from the mother, she ate a lot of rock, given her stony hide.
Hmm. Hmm. Well, anyway, what?
I imagine although this, judging by most metals, if it's taken into its body, then I imagine what we feed it will also will affect how tough it is and what it's good at doing. So if we feed it to a lot of gold, it might be better at some things and probably a bit faster than something that was made out of iron, but probably quite a bit lighter and a bit not as tough.
Oh, I don't mind having mine be gold then, since I don't want it near things.
Just a thought. Probably might not be the case, but it's probably a chance.
Oh, then that means if we
Knowing
can save
metals.
Residium. If we could save some Residium. Ooh.
We'd probably require quite a bit if they're going
Yeah.
to grow up with it.
Well, we've got gold for now. We'll just keep them company, take care of them.
All right. You guys
No.
are approaching the outer...
I'm sorry, I was going to ask, did the other Drake flyers go back to investigate the one that fell? Or did they just keep going?
They continued their patrol.
Why don't we go have a look at what fell?
No, this is Sabella's village. I'm going to leave it to her.
Yes, of course.
Okay. So you guys begin to try and make your way over, trying to track where it fell. With Sabella helping and knowing the area, make a survival check.
All of us or just Sabella?
Whoever's navigating.
It should probably be Sabella, because... Well... I guess I
Oh boy.
I would probably know this area. If it has it seemed to have changed much since...
The trees are a little different, but not much.
Yeah, I will roll one as well then, since I'm also familiar with the area.
Alright.
Yeah.
Sabella, I guess probably been down in those mines so long, your brain might be a bit fried. Yeah.
Well, and she's trying to keep an eye on like the signs of where it fell while you try and track. There's small bits of river and stream running through the woods, and but you eventually find the clearing. A little bit ahead of the clearing, you can actually see there's a lot of damage to the trees up ahead, and it's easy to follow at that point. As you guys approach, you can see a broken tree and a dead kobold lying on the ground. and hear scraping and something being tossed around in the distance.
That's probably an angry Drake.
Does the kobold appear to be wearing any armor or leather or whatever?
Leather armor.
Did we get a
Right.
glance at what color the Drake was?
Nope.
Can I slowly approach where the kobold lies?
Yeah. As you
Right.
cross the small stream, you see the Drake kind of bearing its face in the south towards a small pile of sticks. It's facing away from you guys.
Just very, very slowly
Okay.
over to the kobold, and I'm going to start taking its armor.
All right. What's everyone else doing?
Could I have started this a little bit before? But as we're getting ready to go in, does it seem like we're going into combat?
You don't know?
Yeah, that's
All right. Well, then I would have taken 10 minutes on our way there to the village to. I will start now, preparing to inspire my companions during inspiring leadership.
I'm annoyed at myself.
What?
You would have had time to cast it on your way towards this area, so everyone's going to have the
11, I believe.
11 temp HP.
I'm annoyed with myself because I didn't ask to get the ogre skull.
The what?
The ogre skull.
Ah.
Because I was wanting to make a basket for the dragons.
So.
Well, you've got a kobold.
I do have a kobold skull, but that's not going to last very long. There's five babies. But they fit. But at their current size, they would fit in the kobold skull. So I'm gonna have to. But I have to brain the kobold. Well, debrain the kobold.
What color is the kobold?
It is brownish with tan bits of scaly chunks, and it's got an ear missing, piercing through its nose, and is wearing really tattered old leather, and has beaten up javelin that's just laying on the ground next to it. You can see it's got a small gold pouch on it, and as you guys approach, you can actually see the Drake going up to a rock, and it's trying to like angle its body to pull the saddle that's on its back off.
Neos, I was terribly rude and I forgot to drag Ignis out this entire episode. So Neos has Ignis out now, and she'll send him just, scuttling across the tree here to try and get a better look at the Drake, what color, things like that.
The Drake is a little. It's gray with brown and blue tinged scales growing off of parts of it. It's got thick, grayish tan leathery wings. It's got a black saddle, and it's managed to rip off one of the saddlebags, and it's spilled some food along the ground, and it's busy trying to pull its saddle off on a rock, and it's not working very well.
It's not
Kuma?
happy. It's not happy to have that saddle
1 second.
on.
Kuma?
How wide is this stream? Is it something I can just go through? Or...
It's a couple inches deep.
Okay. I may be light, but I can still walk through a tiny stream.
And Ben, what are you doing? And Sabella? Ben and Sabella?
I I still don't. I'm not clear what's going on at the moment.
They're looking at a dead kobold. You guys are in a forest clearing, and there's a drake in the distance trying to force its saddle off.
Okay, I'm gonna take a perception check. I'm gonna just scan the horizon just to see if there's anyone watching.
Okay. Make a perception check, and then Sibella, what are you doing? Luigi, I think you might have push to talk or mute on.
Yeah, I don't think it's a Discord bug, because usually you're permanently green when the Discord bug is up.
Alright. So you guys are... and Kuma, what were you checking for?
I was just wanting to get close enough, because I
Hey,
think I can understand the simple problem this Drake is having with getting his saddle off. I want to use Mage Hand to unlatch the saddle.
Hey Siri.
Okay.
The Drake wouldn't understand to unlatch.
You flip the latch and do a couple flip, pulls the saddle off, and you see it hop around, really like proud of itself, and its tongue rolls out, and it kind of looks around like really happy and smiling.
Well, I'm not exactly hiding, so...
It turns and sees you and just charges up and make an athletics check.
I'm not strong anymore.
Uh-oh.
Everyone else make a animal handling.
Yeah. I just want to say, my Mage Hand isn't invisible, and if it's smart enough, it would understand, hopefully. I'm gonna go ahead, just because I'm worried about this, and that's a very low roll, I'm going to go ahead and use my inspiration for that. And hopefully I'll get at least above a 10. There we go.
Okay. You guys don't get a chance to react ahead of time, but Ben, you are pretty sure it is going to try and eat and kill Kuma. And Sibella, it looks aggressive, but Helja, you realize it's playing. It looks like a playful dog, and Kuma, it tackles you and just starts licking your face. And starts nibbling on your ear. Kind of
Okay,
pulling at it.
I know I'm a teddy bear, but I'm alive.
Right.
I'm alive.
Well, I will get up because I want to play with it too. And could you carry on looting that thing for me, please? Just try and get the armor off for a sec. I want to go take a look at this thing.
Well, she's coming over. You said there were from the saddlebag some food was on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Well, given that this is a kobold that was riding it, I'm assuming there's meat in there.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to use Mage Hand to get some meat.
All right. Well, you're doing that. You are going to take a d6 of damage as it playfully rips your ear off, or chewing on a chunk out of your ear, and stuffing's coming out.
Hopefully it'll understand soon enough. That's fine. Go ahead.
It thinks that you're a toy.
Yeah. Helja, I'm going to need your help later.
Understood.
So that is 5 points of damage.
I'm gonna come over and
it turns to you the chunk of Kuma's ear hanging out of its mouth.
I'm gonna hold up the war pick.
No.
Like, here, boy. It's but in both hands, but one on the handle, one by the head, sort of treating it like a stick. Like, here, boy, is in a very playful manner.
Like you're holding it like
it's a stick to play. But as you wave it around,
it backs off and starts grimacing its teeth and pulls Kuma with it.
It knows what
I will. Yeah, I will throw it. As if it's a toy.
It turns and watches it go away and just keeps its eye on you.
Is there another stick nearby which I can pick up? An actual stick?
It's a dragon, not a dog.
It looks playful!
Neosai was told to keep looting the kobold, so she doesn't see what's happening.
You find a bag with 30 gold, 100 copper, and 2 platinum pieces.
Oh, well. Wealthy little kobold.
Oh,
You
it's
popped out.
strange.
That was King again. I think he's just having overall connection issues.
Oh, King went. He entered the void. If someone can message in mute chat.
Yeah, no, he already disconnected and
Back.
reconnected. He's still there. We go.
Is it my turn?
Well, we're not really in.
Yeah,
Initiative,
we're
so-
not in initiative.
Oh, okay, good. We're just playing with the puppy, right?
Well,
I'm trying to.
to you it looks fairly aggressive, and it did rip Kuma's ear off.
But Kuma
But-
does seem completely fine with it.
And Helge is currently looking for a big stick to throw.
What about your ear? You want
It's
me to
fine.
put that on the back up? On or something?
Yeah. Helge can fix it later. She's got mending.
Okay.
It won't heal my health, but it'll put the ear back in place.
Leosai has an idea. She takes the bag of coin, comes down here, and throws it here, and just lets it all spill out.
I mean, I do have
you get a hold of the meat, but it looks to the bag and just it seems worried about Helja.
Helge, I think it considers you a threat now because it does know that was a weapon you threw.
I was trying to use it as a stick.
Or perhaps it's because... can I do an insight on it?
Yeah.
Because it might be that it knows, it might be to have trained to see dwarves as a threat.
Looking at it, you can see it's been beaten pretty badly. It's got scars and bruises on it.
Oh god, this is a bad idea, but I'm gonna do it.
And you can tell it knew all it did was recognize a weapon and now doesn't want to get hurt again.
Then
Helge will disappointedly turn around and she's been told to go away.
yeah,
So sulkily turn around.
then I'm gonna do something really stupid here and waste
Karen, go back for the armor.
I'm gonna waste an item here, guys.
Uh-oh.
Go ahead. First off, I want to see. Does it actually seem to understand when I talk?
It
At all?
doesn't seem to understand that you're the one talking.
But it does understand that there's a language that it understands.
In a sense, like you get acknowledgement from a dog or a cat or an animal that is used to your voice and can tell what you're understand commands and stuff. That's been trained.
Okay, then I will set down the meat with Mage Hand nearby, and then I guess sort of use the Mage Hand to pet it, and say, the threat is gone. Everything's going to be fine. Do some of the ones look fresh?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you drink this, it will help you out a little bit. I don't know if you fully understand, but just drink a little bit of this, and I'm going to try to give it my lesser healing potion.
Oh, okay.
It didn't
like you're just handing it the bottle.
Well, I'm going to hold it up to pour in its mouth. Drakes are slightly feral, so it's not like they know how to use a bottle.
You open it and start to put it. It feels the liquid and opens its mouth. And it kind of looks curious as it starts to heal. And
I will roll that. This is just a lesser, so of course minimum.
It does look like it heals some of its wounds a little bit, but and it turns and goes over to where you drop the meat. and starts chewing on it.
So he put me down?
He just had you like pressed under his foot. But yeah,
You said when Heldra approached, he did drag me away.
yeah, he dragged you away with his foot. But and it goes over and eats the meat and starts eating the meat and takes its foot off of you. It's keeping an eye on Helja, but it seems to have calmed down a little bit. And this is where we're going to call this session. We'll pick up next week. Should be next week. Might not be able to.
May or may not be depending.
I am moving, and it may impact games over the next week or two.
You coming to Cleveland? Are you coming to Bay Village?
I'm going to be staying in Columbia Heights for a bit.
Oh, Columbia Heights, that's in Columbus, isn't it?
No, it's just to the southwest of Cleveland. It's in between Cleveland and Bay Village.
Okay. All right. It must be a nice new development. I've never heard of it.
Interesting.
It sounds small. That's probably why.
It's small.
But what I was trying to say was he gets 2 bartered colleges.
That's 3.5.
That's 3.5.
Oh, no, I was looking at 5th edition.
No, you only pick one archetype or subclass.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not an archetype. It's a bard college. You get one.
Are you looking at the website I sent you?
It's a different website.
What is it telling you?
All right, everybody, that was session 11 of Crestborn with GM Frosty. If you're interested in joining a session with GM Frosty, well, she has games throughout the week. You can find her contact information right there on the overlay or in the video information. I really want to thank GM Frosty for always contributing her time to the good cause of entertaining and informing chronically ill and disabled gamers about some great accessible gaming options they might have. And with that said, I may or may not be done streaming for the day. We'll find out. Until then, I wish you guys a great day. Take care of yourselves and each other.